Welcome to the Big Sky on ESPN Plus. A gorgeous afternoon turned evening on California's Central Coast brings us into a rivalry as number 7 UC Davis has made the trip down to the Central Coast to take on the rival Cal Poly Mustangs in the 51st installment between the Aggies and the Mustangs. They call this rivalry the Battle for the Golden Horseshoe, and the trophy, which has remained with Davis since 2017. Might it stay in San Luis Obispo for the first time in almost a decade? Cal Poly certainly hoping so here tonight at home. Glad you're with us alongside Coach John Kane. I'm Chris Sylvester, and while this rivalry is always an intense matchup, this is the first time in a while where it's really felt like it could go either way.
And it really can. I mean, you got a top 10 passing offense with Cal Poly, one of the top receivers in the country, Michael Briscoe. And when you're playing for that horseshoe trophy right there, all bets are off with records. Time to go play some football on the Central Coast.
Well, that is a bell, not quite a victory bell, but if it were, the Mustangs are hoping to ring it when it's all said and done. Trying to open up a Big Sky season 2-0 for the first time here since 2013, and they'd have to do it against a top 10 team tonight as number 7 UC Davis will try and win its 9th straight over rival Cal Poly.
Yeah, and, you know, UC Davis doesn't do a lot of things poorly. So Cal Poly is going to have to play one of those games where when you're a coach, you're saying, you know, we got to go out there and pretty much do everything right. And strangely enough, as we have seen these guys in the past, Poly's been doing all of those things right the last couple weeks. And even at Stephen F. Austin, even though they struggled a little bit, there's a lot of things that they've improved on in the last couple of years. They're a much better football team. When your opposing head coaches are watching film and saying night and day, and 2 different head coaches have said that, you've made an impact in what you're doing in your program. We're expecting a really great game today, and it's a perfect day for football here in San Luis Obispo.
Paul Wolf and the Mustangs, they have already matched their win total from a season ago with 3 through their first 5. And for the first 5 games away from San Luis Obispo, 67 degrees as we begin this rivalry tonight, and Trey Wilson takes it across the 30-yard line. Question marks surrounding who would start at the signal caller spot for Cal Poly. Ty Diefenbach, the opening day starter, injured 2 weeks ago. Bo Kelly earned his first career Big Sky win last week, and he has been rewarded with the start tonight against number 7 UC Davis.
Yeah, and I mean, how many football teams in the country, regardless of level, could take their 4th-string quarterback, go on the road, beat a top 25 team? That's just unheard of. Bo Kelly has earned this, and we're going to see what he can do here early on for the Mustangs.
We have been told Diefenbach and Anthony Grigsby available as Trey Wilson gets the inaugural carry and gets blasted after a 2-yard run. Jackson Severs, sophomore linebacker, on the stop for UC Davis. Mustangs are thin at that running back position too. Tyree Washington, the Temple transfer, who ran for 113 yards at Sacramento State last week, not available tonight, dealing with turf toe. Mustangs on 2nd and 8. Bo Kelly back to pass for the first time and delivers to Wilson, who's able to hold on to the football after taking a big hit from Jaden Stanley, the senior nickelback.
Yeah, Stanley just laying some wood right there. But boy, oh boy, what a great job holding on to that football. When you start the game at home, you see it, take a look at it here. That was just boom, smack. 10 just bringing some heat. You gotta love that kind of football there. Legal hit too, love it.
8-yard catch for Wilson, the redshirt freshman. 5'7" back from San Bernardino, replaced by Paul Holyfield here. And off the play fake, Bo Kelly lets it fly. And it's off the fingertips of Michael Briscoe, incomplete. Drew Cofield, the freshman, one of 2 true frosh corners in the FCS that started every game this season, broke up the pass.
Yeah, Bo Kelly, we've talked about him being able to throw the ball. You know, he's an FBS guy, right? And here's Briscoe, who just seems to find a way to get open. If he couldn't, he just barely got a finger on that at the end. But Briscoe, one of the best in the country at just getting into those open zones and windows. Just amazing how well he runs routes.
Already 7 touchdowns this year for Briscoe, 2nd most in the FCS. Briscoe, the intended target here on a deep ball from Bo Kelly. Briscoe thought there was some contact.
Briscoe did.
Stride for stride with Jaden Stanley. No markers come out. It's 3rd down.
Briscoe wanted the flag, and so did half the fans over here. you got to give Wolf credit, though, right? I mean, you got to try to go and try to win the game. You don't want to be conservative all the time. You have a good team. You have a good roster. Go after them.
Briscoe not on the field for 3rd down and 10. Cal Poly 7 of 16 on 3rd down in the conference opener up north last week. Here comes the rush. Kelly steps up.
Got a flag.
And a couple of flags come in on a ball that was intended for the senior Logan Boer.
Boer, one of those sure-handed receivers. We'll see what they say here.
Kalani Riddick in coverage. Rob Quello is our referee tonight.
Holding number 1 in the defense. It's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
Nice. Well, we'll take that, right? And you'll take a look here as you're trying to get across the field there. Oh, yeah, you got both hands on him. Little sell job there.
It wasn't even
the guy that he was throwing it to, but
he was throwing to Logan Boer.
Good job selling it.
I think that contact was with Keon Salehi. So the first penalty of the game moves the ball into Davis territory for Cal Poly. A quick dump off to Carson
Nice
Cole,
block.
the Yale transfer, who was an all-Ivy League lacrosse player out east, taken down by Kalani Riddick after a short catch and run of 2 yards.
You know, Chris, we've talked about their backfield, right? They don't have that kind of guy that they're going to just go to all the time. They're going to have to do this by committee. When you can get the ball moving with guys out of the backfield like that, that really pressures the defense. You don't account for the running back usually on a pass route.
Trey Wilson, the feature back on 2nd down. Give it to him. Wilson up the gut with a 1st down for the Mustangs to the Davis 33. Cole Batson, the Boston College graduate transfer, brought him down, but Trey Wilson with
Here's
a
a
nice
good look
showing
at-
in place of the injured Tyree Washington early.
Yeah, and we've talked about the offensive line here, right, for the Mustangs, and they're doing a very good job just getting hat on hat, making a little room. Guys like that, they can find those little creases. It's hard to get those guys. We've talked about that before. He's small, hard to find.
Off the play fake, Bo Kelly, not known for his running ability, but scampers out and gets a few on 1st down.
You know, and we're going to talk about this as the game goes on, but a lot of credit has to go to this Cal Poly coaching staff. Being able to interchange these guys, these quarterbacks, that's not easy, Chris. It really isn't.
Well, and remember, Bo Kelly opened the season as the 4th-string quarterback on the depth chart. He was running with the scout team.
He was running with the scout team, and now he's taking the snaps in the homecoming game. Unbelievable how well these guys are coached.
It's Wilson on 2nd down with another crease. And Trey Wilson submarines down to the 24-yard line, a yard shy of the line to gain.
And if we get a replay, we'd be able to see how well Cal Poly's offensive linemen are getting their bodies in front of people. That's what you have to do. That's exactly what you have. Just get people turned, get their shoulders out of square, and that's what you need. You don't have to push guys 30 yards down the field. Great job blocking right there.
Cal Poly did run for 117 yards at Sacramento State last week. 3rd and short, Paul Holyfield with a side step, and he falls forward to pick up a new set of downs.
This is exactly what you want here as we take a look at some of the beefy guys up front for Poly. This is exactly what you want. Mix up the run and the pass, right? Doesn't let them tee off, doesn't let them be able to just blitz every down. This is exactly what you want if you're Cal Poly starting the game, and exactly what you don't want to see if you're an Aggie.
Tim Rosenbaugh, former Washington State quarterback, 2nd year on the staff with Cal Poly, but 1st year as the exclusive play caller. Kelly sets up, pump fakes, being chased, and he lost the football. And the Mustangs fall back on top of it, back at the 30-yard line. Alec Marshall, the tight end, was Johnny on the spot. But that play goes backwards about 8 yards as Bo Kelly faced some backside heat.
Yeah, he just held on to the ball way too long here. Don't see the guy coming from the backside. And that makes just a lot of pressure right there. That's not the lineman's fault. That's too long. You got to get rid of the ball. Either run, get out of there, or get rid of it.
Jaden Few, the freshman defensive end, seeing some early time for Davis, had knocked the ball away initially. Now on 2nd and long, Kelly gets it out quickly, and Briscoe blasted. Able to hold on to the football, but Drew Cofield, the freshman corner, makes another nice play and puts Cal Poly in 3rd down about 12.
So Davis's DBs close on the ball as good as I've seen so far this year. And that's really a skill that's hard to teach. You've got to be able to time that up perfect so you're not getting there and causing an interference, but at the same time being able to lay some lumber right there. Great job on back end for Davis so far.
First down line resting at the UC Davis 12. Cal Poly 1 for 1 on third down this possession. Wide 2x2 set. Kelly slings it. Logan Moore. Touchdown. And the Mustangs make an opening statement in the battle for the Golden Horseshoe as they strike first against number 7, UC Davis.
Yeah, Zero just took that 0 right off the scoreboard. He replaced it with a 6. Great route, great ball. Just exactly how they drew it up there on the whiteboard before the game.
12 plays, 69 yards. Bo Kelly picking up where he left off last week. Had a couple touchdowns in the upset win over then number 21 Sac State. Extra point added, and the Mustangs have the first 7 tonight against the 7th ranked team in the FCS. Bo Kelly with a terrific start to homecoming in Slow. First weekend of October, a gorgeous evening here in San Luis Obispo. 66 degrees as fans watch on from the Cal Poly Partners Plaza.
Look at that place.
Homecoming here always draws a big crowd, and especially big when the rival Aggies come to town. As we take a look at the Jeremiah Johnson Brewing keys to the game, Coach, you drew these up a couple of days ago, and for Cal Poly scoring so quickly, Davis will get it at the 25 on their inaugural possession, but take us through your keys.
Yeah, so the hang 10, you know, we're in a surf community over here, right? And we got the best wide receiver in the country, number 10, Briscoe. He's going to have a big game. And we got that surfboard here. If we can get a look at it, every time they get a turnover, they get over there and they ride that surfboard. The Ags want to keep this streak going. They want to make it 9 in a row. And, of course, when Diefenbach's on the field, TD, Ty Diefenbach, looking to put some TDs on the board.
Right now it's the Bo Kelly show as he engineered that scoring drive to open the game. Now we'll get a look at UC Davis, the 7th ranked Aggies offense. They've got a redshirt freshman in Caden Pinnock with a quick dump off to the outside, and not much doing for Samuel Batu, who had an 85-yard touchdown grab last week at home against Weber State.
They run that kind of strange, stretchy looking offense. It's tough. There's Batu for just caught the pass, perfect, and Jacob Sisk on the other side of the ball for the Aggies, coming down, making the short trip.
Cal Portland bringing us the impact players. Stacy Dobbins had a knee to the turf.
That's a weird way to catch a football.
And holds on to it about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. So it's quickly third down for UC Davis, an offense coordinated by Paul Shelton in his second season. They put together 469 yards of total offense in that 32-point effort at home against Weber State last week.
And there's number 44 leading the charges again, Mikey D'Amato. A lot of pressure.
Pinnock trying to get away. Down he goes. And the Mustangs come up with an early sack. D'Amato and others in there for the defense. And UC Davis goes 3 and out.
You know, we talked this week. We had a nice little conversation with a couple of the coaches here as we take a look at, I think they rushed 13. Gosh, it looked like every person on the team was in the backfield. That was amazing right there. Great job right there. But we got a chance to talk to Cody Van Appen and what this impact that Mikey D'Amato has made on this defense, and just his energy and spirit, unmatched for 44.
Dylan Morrow averaging 44 yards per punt. Summoned for number 7 UC Davis. And Carson Cole will not touch it as it drifts out of bounds.
It's not the best punt, Chris. He's still coming. The referee's still coming.
Cal Poly will have it right at the midfield stripe on the other side. I don't think the Mustangs could have dreamt up a better start in their 2025 homecoming game. Homecoming in San Luis Obispo, and the Mustangs off to a great start against number 7 UC Davis. We look at Cal Poly's impact players presented by Cal Portland.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Briscoe, I mean, there's nobody better in the country right now, for sure, on offense. And Mikey D'Amato on the switchovers transfer from Saddleback, just making a huge impact for the defense.
Speaking of defense, UC Davis able to take down Trey Wilson for no gain. After a short UC Davis punt and a 3-and-out, Cal Poly eyeing a 2-score lead early in this game at home.
I don't want to see him get conservative here either. Let's go back to being aggressive and live with what you have. You have a lead. You also have Briscoe on a smaller guy, but they got the bracket over the top, if you can see on the other side of the field. Briscoe's the inside receiver, and they know he's there for sure.
On 2nd down, quick toss, Nick Sani, the Ivy League transfer from Dartmouth with his first catch of the season. And it gets half the necessary yardage to the line to gain. Marquise Bell made the stop. It's 3rd down.
Talk about these transfers. Some of these schools, Yale, Dartmouth, give you an idea how difficult the academics here at Cal Poly are and what it takes to transfer into this school. It's not easy.
There are also ex-Ivy Leaguers along UC Davis's offensive line. The aforementioned Jacob Syke is a Harvard transfer. Daryl Smith Porter, also a Dartmouth transfer. They set up the screen, and it goes backwards. UC Davis's defense rises up. Nate Ricina, he's a graduate transfer from Cal. That's not too shabby of an academic institution.
No, there's going to be a lot of math problems done here at halftime, I think. These guys are smart.
And Cal Poly goes 3-and-out.
UC Davis flipped the script right there. That was a great job, them coming back out after having them being pushed around and just slamming the door right now on Cal Poly. Excellent defensive series by the Aggies.
And Brooks Wheatley, the recipient of the last play, went backwards 4 yards. Now Jesse Ehrlich punting for the first time today. Kalani Riddick will return it from the 11. Spinning his way past the 20, and a nice return, spot him down at the 22. Davis, their 2nd series on the other side, trailing early on the road.
Tackle on the play by Charlie Sullivan.
Settling in on California's Central Coast, battle for the Golden Horseshoe. 51st installment of this rivalry that dates back to 1939. UC Davis, they were Northern Branch. That's what their school was called back in 1939. A victory for the Aggies in the inaugural game. And Jordan Fisher on his first carry tonight gets just 1 yard against the middle of Cal Poly's defense. This guy 4th in the FCS at almost 8 yards a carry.
Yeah, and again, they don't do many things poorly. They're very well coached and they have a lot of weapons. So the challenge is there for the Mustangs for sure. D'Amato leading the charge again.
And 19 tackles for D'Amato last week. Pinnock being chased, able to get it away, and floats it to the sideline. Incomplete. Victory Johnson was chasing the quarterback, who's the reigning Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week.
So Victory Johnson, right? Did they know this when he was born? I mean, how do people predict that stuff? I mean, remember we had a guy, King? We had a guy named King Large at one point there. Do you think he played for Buck? How did they know that? He was going to be 340 pounds. But Victory Johnson just chasing him down from behind.
Well, UC Davis trying to avoid going 3-and-out again. They put Simpson, the tight end, in motion. Mustangs a rush 4. Quick dump off over the middle. It's Fisher, the running back, up the sideline, out of bounds near midfield. Boston Wilson chased him out. Well, UC Davis moves the sticks for the first time today.
Yeah, and I was about to mention, and that sounds hindsight, but when you're bringing a lot of pressure, you got to watch out for the middle of the field. And D'Amato just got caught in no man's land there. Flag back here, Chris. That might be a false start. It's a weird place to throw a flag.
Maybe a sideline warning?
Yeah, it's a weird place to throw it.
Cal Poly will make some defensive substitution with Marker coming down. Moving that football down to the 46 of Cal Poly now. And that would be... Is anything coming of this flag? I don't think so.
Is that a warning, maybe?
Oh, they waved it.
Huh. I think they're going to call an illegal substitution, and they changed their mind anyway.
Fisher, who ran for 4 yards, now to the sideline. Carter Vargas, the feature back. from about half an hour south of here at a St. Joseph High School in Santa Maria. His alma mater played on this field last night. Tight pocket for Pinnock, under siege, and he's sacked again. Damel Turner from the secondary brings down the Davis quarterback, and that's 2 sacks early for Cody Von Oppen's defense.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of just changing up the way their front is playing. Will Plemons, the D-line coach, Cody Van Appen, the defensive coordinator, caught some tendencies, it looks like, on film, and they're moving those guys around. Davis is struggling with that movement.
And UC Davis will take a timeout. Ethan Rodriguez was also in there with Damel Turner, combining for the sack on Caden Pinnock, who won the job out of fall camp, redshirt freshman from Loomis up in Northern California, and replacing a legend at UC Davis, the record-setting quarterback Miles Hastings, who graduated after leading Davis to the quarterfinal round of the FCS playoffs last year. He was a Walter Payton Award finalist a season ago, which is the FCS equivalent of the Heisman.
Yeah, and he just was that guy. I mean, they've raved about him and what he was able to do for that program, his dedication. Be able to come in behind him, be able to do the things he's done is pretty impressive. And Pinnock, one of those guys that you can lean on and count on. You're going to need to lean on him right here on 3rd and 10. Try to keep the offense on the field.
UC Davis 6 of 12 on 3rd down in their Big Sky opening win at home against Weber State last week. 42% on 3rd down for the season. Pinnock, sidearm toss. Fisher makes the catch.
Wow.
But he's buried after a short run. Mason Rivera
Just
on the stop for Cal Poly's defense. And UC Davis will be forced to punt again.
So we just asked it during the break where, we're off air, you can't hear us. And I said, we haven't seen Mason Rivera yet. But he heard me. He looked up here and pointed and said, hey, coach, right here. Looks like Fisher might be the guy they're looking for, and they got him listed at 5'8". I don't know if he was standing on the San Luis Obispo phone book when they measured him, but he's a little dude, and he's hard to find, and he's shifty. So that was a really good open field tackle by Rivera.
Now, 1 first down through 2 possessions for this 7th-ranked UC Davis squad. Much better punt this time, and it will roll out inside the 5. Down to the 4-yard line it goes from Dylan Morrow, previously at Southwestern Oklahoma State and UTEP. Well, Cal Poly, they've made noise here through the first 5 games of the season. We mentioned they already matched their win total from the previous 2 seasons, and trying to win 4 games for the first time since they won 5 in 2018. Couple guys standing out nationally on both sides of the ball. Yeah,
and do we not talk about these guys enough that they're on these things too? I mean, look at the motto. He's 4th in the FCS in tackles. Briscoe, 7. They're 2nd in the FBS with 7 touchdowns. He had half of those in 1 half. So I mean, you're talking about guys in the FCS that, it's a very difficult conference. I mean, I know it's the lower level of the 2, but boy, oh boy, there's some good schools. You start talking about Montana, Montana State, South Dakota State, North Dakota State. There's some really, really good programs to be ranked that highly in those categories.
This is Cal Poly's 3rd possession, starting literally in the shadows of their own goalposts, and Trey Wilson doesn't get anything. Swung down, forward progress gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
You got some beefy guys up there for Davis. They look like take two seats on the bus.
Brain Mayo, sophomore nose tackle, was in the middle of it.
Yeah, he's the guy I noticed. Mayo looked like he was making a mess of that offensive line all by himself right there.
UC Davis did lose 3 starting defensive linemen off its quarterfinal team from a season ago. And there's Logan Bohr with a first down catch and run for the Mustangs. He had the game's only touchdown to this point on Cal Poly's opening drive.
Yeah, Bohr, a former St. John Bosco Brave from Bellflower, and ran that same exact slant play that they ran to score the touchdown on. And he found that same little window and easy first down.
Give him 10 yards. And Paul Holyfield, his 2nd carry, taken down by McCray Madruga, senior linebacker from San Ramon. 90 seconds left and a quickly moving opening quarter here between a couple of rivals that really don't like each other. Tim Plow, we talked to him this week. He referred to UC Davis as the team, or he's referred to Cal Poly as the team down south. Ask Paul Wolf, who was a volunteer assistant in 2019 at Davis. He very minimally referred to his time there. He talked more about how he didn't like these guys.
Yeah, it's a fun rivalry for sure.
Bo Kelly into some traffic. That touched a couple pair of Mustang hands, and it falls incomplete.
Again, we're going to give Bo Kelly my own nickname here. We're going to call him BK3. I like the way that sounds. And I think still holding the ball just a little long, Chris. It's just hard when you start holding the ball. Those DBs start to settle in and they can see what's going on. They start reading your eyes. The ball's got to come out just a little bit quicker. This quarter's almost over, but probably first down here, keep that defense off the field.
Davis brings 4. Quick toss over the middle will not get to the first down. It's Keon Salehi. And well, the Mustangs needed 8 yards. They got half of it, and they will be forced to punt. Able to gain a little breathing room after starting that possession inside their own 5, but didn't get much further than that as the drive stalls at the 20.
And you know, you and I do a lot of work together, and we talk about this, and it's not a knock on anybody, but this is where you start to wonder about their running game. They just struggle sometimes to get that going. It looked really good on that first series, and it was set up by all those passes being caught and loosening up that middle part of the defense, and then now they're back to just plugging holes. You just get some.
Kalani Riddick moves backwards. Nice coverage on special teams. Ethan Torres, a redshirt sophomore, transfer from Washington State, made the stop on special teams for Cal Poly to limit the punt return from Riddick.
Yeah, and as a guy who coached a lot of football and a lot of kids and players over the years, there's something different about this Cal Poly team. There's a lot of energy. They're excited to be around each other. You just see it. Even on special teams, the guys are excited to be on the field. They want to make plays. It's a big difference.
Could be the final play of the quarter if UC Davis keeps it on the ground, and that's what they do with Carter Vargas. Those Submarines ahead to the 39. Calvin Moore on the stop. And we have reached the end of 1. Unless Davis snaps this again, they just might. Trying to draw Cal Poly off sides. Mustangs don't bite. And it's a 7-point lead for Cal Poly over number 7 UC Davis on this homecoming night in San Luis Obispo. Big crowd packed in to Alex G. Spano Stadium. Through 1 quarter in the Big Sky. Well, the battle for the Golden Horseshoe always brings along a big crowd. And this is no different in the 2025 installment. Tim Plow, second year as the UC Davis head coach. He was a part of the inaugural battle for the Golden Horseshoe game when they started the trophy in 2004. He was a quarterback on that roster. It was a 3-point win for UC Davis. Well, the Aggies have won 8 straight over the Mustangs as the pass is caught by Ian Simpson, the tight end, rumbling across midfield and all the way down to the Cal Poly 34. The first explosive play through the air for UC Davis.
Right, and they're seeing what Poly's doing here with their pressure, and that middle of the field is going to be a problem.
Carter Vargas stacked up and pushed backwards. I don't even think the chain gang got set before that snap, and the run goes for no gain.
Boy, D'Amato is just, he's relentless on defense. I mean, I'm sorry, I know I've said his name a bunch, but goodness gracious, he's everywhere.
Off the play fake, Pinnock in trouble again, being chased. There's a marker down as he throws it up for grabs, and it's knocked away by Calvin Moore.
And that's going to be
intended
holding
for Samuel Batu.
That's definitely holding because somebody, oh no. That's a shoulder right there, yep.
And that's Ethan Rodriguez. Cal Poly will accept the holding penalty, but obviously more concerned about the status of Rodriguez, who's believed to be a next-level prospect, already has combined for a sack in this game and went out with a similar injury the last time he played in the home opener 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we watched the whole game with him on the sideline in a sling. Let's hope that's not happening again.
This is already a Mustang defense dealing with a plethora of injuries.
You see him up on the line, Chris? You see D'Amato? If he's coming, they're going to have to do something about that middle of the field, and there's the problem. You got to be careful. It's just when you got 3 guys within the line, or sorry, guys 3 yards from the line of scrimmage, you're just inviting that middle of the field play. You're just asking for it and to figure out which way they want to go.
Jordan Fisher.
No confusion.
Puts UC Davis in 3rd and 12. Now Carter Vargas, the feature back. Could be 2 plays to pick up the dozen for Davis.
I think you might be right, Chris. It's a no man's land here.
Mustangs bring pressure on Pinnock again. Blasted as he throws, and he delivers a beauty. Back right corner of the end zone, it's Zach Jones. Touchdown, UC Davis. A little razzle-dazzle from the Aggies as number 7 finds the scoreboard early in the second.
Okay, well, let's take a look at how hard that is to throw that ball 60 yards in the air while getting hit. That's incredible. That's next level football right there. You don't see that very often on Saturday. That's pretty impressive.
An answer from the Aggies, and there's that mobile ability of Caden Pinnock, who took a shot from Braden Breedlove, who came from the secondary, but it left Zach Jones with some room in the back right corner of the end zone, and this game is tied at 7.
Mustang fans join the volleyball team for their next home match.
Paul Wolf has done a tremendous job here in year 3 as the Cal Poly head coach. He's won this conference a few times back in the early 2000s at Eastern Washington. Very proud of the way his team played and eventually won at Sacramento State last weekend, but he still believes this team and the direction of the program barely scratching at the surface.
Yeah, he's very enthusiastic about what he thinks he has and what he could get in the future too. I mean, they've put some effort into getting guys out of the portal, so that's just the world we live in now, and you keep winning and you're not going to have problems getting guys come to this school. I think, we said it earlier, they had the recruits down here on the sideline. I don't know that I've ever seen that many recruits at a Cal Poly game. There's 40, 50 guys easy there.
Well, there's interest and there's buzz, especially after opening the Big Sky with the victory. In fact, last time Cal Poly made the postseason, 2016, it was the same year they beat UC Davis in most recent memory. They had a saying on that squad, win the state, win the sky. There are 4 FCS programs in California, Poly being one of them. They have a chance to run the table against the other 3 with a win here today. But the game now tied at 7. Bo Kelly back to the air and finds Mike Briscoe. The 2nd most touchdown receptions in the FCS this season, and actually wound up working backwards there as they give him just 2 yards on the reception.
Yeah, I thought they had, that's weird. I thought when you get the forward progress, I don't know what happened right there. As these guys sitting next to us over here, they got hats on and headphones and all kinds of stuff.
Mike Briscoe is being talked about as a rising NFL prospect into his final year of college football. A former defensive back with the program on some misdirection for Cole. He's taken down after a short run. Nice open field stop made by Jaden Stanley, who's playing in his 37th career game in an Aggie uniform tonight.
Yeah, they need to get back in that formation and throw that slant to Boer again and just try to work your way into the middle of the field. That just seems to be their spots there. For some reason, they're just, Davis is in this like flat cover 2 here, and they're just giving you the middle of the field. There it is. That's what you want to do. That's exactly where you want to throw it.
It's Briscoe high stepping it to the outside, and he's into plus territory. I mean, give the ball to your playmakers, and Mike Briscoe will do some special things.
Those drag routes like that are hard to defend when you're playing soft 2 and you're dropping guys in zones. That's hard to do it. There's not enough people, and that's just a good route combination right there.
I think Tim Rosenbaugh, one door down, saw what you did against that defense. They flip it back to Kelly, going sideline. Marshall has it at the 20. Out of bounds inside the 15. Marquise Bell chopped them down, but after a little trickery, the Mustangs find themselves in the red zone.
Well, you know why? We're in October, getting ready. Break out the tricks and the treats over here. San Luis Obispo.
And a bunch of pumpkins and scarecrows.
Yikes.
Now they've got a scarecrow festival about 30 minutes north of here in Cambria.
Well, you'll be hitting it up.
Absolutely.
Can't wait. Get some hot apple cider, some hot Cal Poly football.
Mustangs have it with a new set it down to the Davis 14. It's Kelly on a read option run. And Bo Kelly, with one of his more impressive runs in the Cal Poly jersey, takes it down to the 7. They don't often draw up run plays for that guy.
No. BK3 says, why not? I'm gonna play around here too. I want to have some fun. Everybody else is having fun. Let me have some.
Bo Kelly, even a few weeks ago, it'd be hard to imagine this guy who was the 4th stringer at the start of the season. Sure, he was the opening day starter last year.
Crazy.
But with how good Diefenbach and Grigsby have looked at times, because of injuries to those guys, Bo Kelly has taken advantage. Another designed run for the quarterback. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. It's 3rd down.
Maybe that might be enough of that with him. Although it did look like there was some room there. I just think he stepped the wrong way initially. Talked about Josh Cuevas, who's now playing at Alabama. A couple guys on the Mustang roster that look a lot like Josh Cuevas in size and ability. Maybe we'll see a little tight end action here. Can't get somebody open in the middle of the field again.
Paul Holyfield Jr., the feature back. They'll give it to him. And Holyfield.
Just short, Chris.
Now it's decision time for Paul Wolf, Tim Rosenbaugh, and the Cal Poly offense.
I don't know here. These are things that I don't like, these decisions. I don't have to make them anymore. I mean, they have a really good kicker. I think they're going to go for it. Seems like they are.
Home crowd certainly wants them to.
Put that heavy set in there and just go for it.
Mustangs are 2 of 5 on 4th down this season.
You want to call timeout here and make sure you got the right play called. It's a little confusion.
4th and 1.
Yep.
And Cal Poly takes its first opening half timeout to think this over a little further.
Well, you definitely don't want to line up to go do it and get a penalty, right? Delay a game, somebody's lined up wrong, like legal shift, some other weird stuff. You might as well call timeout, talk about it. Don't get all crazy and hyped up over it. You just need to get what? Is it?
A big decision looming on the other side for the Mustangs. In a tie game, right on the doorstep. 4th down, a yard to go. We'll see what they do next. Big moment brewing early in this rivalry game.
Huge.
Battle for the Golden Horseshoe.
Huge.
Number 7, UC Davis, tied at 7 with Cal Poly on the road in front of a packed house at Mustang Memorial Field. This is 4th and 1 from the Davis 5. Kelly turns, Holyfield, first down. They rolled the dice, and the Mustangs pick it up. It's 1st and goal from the 3. Marquise Bell on the stop for the Aggies.
And you know why they went for it? Wolf was an offensive lineman. You can't, those guys, again, just bodies on bodies there. Little pull, little zone pull right there. Power play, looking good for the Mustangs.
Paul Holyfield missed all of last year. Over 100 career carries in a Cal Poly uniform. He's down to the 2-yard line on 1st and goal.
This is a really good drive for Poly for a lot of reasons, but mainly because the defense has had a long time to rest. Talking about pretty close to 15 minutes on the actual time of day clock they've been on the sideline. That's a long time. With the timeouts and the switches, it's been a long time. It really helps your defense keep their legs fresh.
2nd and goal. Holyfield, the feature back. They'll get it again. Spinning and stacked up. UC Davis doesn't allow anything. And now it's 3rd and goal. Jaden Stanley led the charge for the Aggie defense.
Where's the Musty Cat? Let's get a little musty cat. Put somebody like the wildcat. Put the musty cat in there. Let's get somebody back there and put a little pressure on this defense. Or let's see if Bo Kelly can find a crease himself after this zone read.
Cal Poly sticking with the same personnel.
Man, straight across.
On 3rd and goal, Kelly, it's batted down, incomplete. Trying to get it to Briscoe on the screen, and Kalani Riddick read the play. And it's a similar spot for the Mustangs, who this time, with 2.5 yards to get, they'll go for some points.
Why not? It took some time off the clock. Nobody got hurt there.
And this is no more than an extra point for the Mustangs, who have used a couple different kickers this year. And this time it's the former Cal Poly soccer player, Gianluca DeMauro, who's 4 out of 5 on field goals this season. Not often do you get one from this spot of the field that's worth 3, but it's right on through for the former Mustang soccer player. Cal Poly back in front. UC Davis holds the Mustangs to 3. It's 10-7 and slow. Cal Poly 12 plays, more than 70 yards on the possession. And they settle for 3 points. Gianluca DeMauro from 20 yards out. And Cal Poly has the lead again against number 7 UC Davis. Glad you're with us tonight. Coach John Kane, I'm Chris Sylvester. Want to wish Margaret Kane a 61st happy birthday.
How about 87th?
Isn't that what you said last year?
She's 87. But yeah, happy birthday, Mom.
I feel like we always get together and celebrate
It seems
slow
like it.
with the little football game.
Maybe it should be good luck for the Mustangs.
This is Kalani Riddick across the 25 and bent backwards.
He was. That didn't look good.
By Cal Poly on special teams. Hudson Giarata, freshman from Sonoma, made the stop. All right, so here comes UC Davis. Caden Pinnock, last week's Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week. He's opened 6 of 7, over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Well, the way he just looked on that last drive, no surprise he was the Player of the Week. That was a pretty impressive throw. Big defensive series here for the Mustangs, and just as big if you're an Aggie, because the game seems to be flipping back and forth momentum-wise. Want to grab it, hold it for a little bit.
Caden Pinnock is on the field here and delivers to the outside. Jordan Fisher rumbles ahead for a first down. UC Davis gets 12 yards on the catch and run.
It's pretty impressive. I talked about him a lot, but D'Amato is a middle linebacker, and talked to Coach Van Appen during the week. He was a safety. Couldn't believe that he was being recruited as a linebacker, but you can see his speed, lateral speed to get out there and get to Fisher. It's a long way to run for a middle linebacker, and he was the guy making the tackle. Pretty impressive.
It's Fisher coming this way. And a few yards on first down. Mason Rivera makes the stop for Cal Poly's defense. You think about what UC Davis lost off of its FCS quarterfinal round team a season ago. Not only Miles Hastings, but a pretty good running back in Lan Larison, who was with the New England Patriots before he broke his foot in the preseason.
Yeah, they had some guys come out of that program that are next level people for sure, and that's they just reload up there in Davis. They don't do a lot of rebuilding.
Pinnock out of the pocket. His first rushing attempt, and into the arms of D'Amato right near the first down, and he has it. So 6 yards for Caden Pinnock, who ran in the touchdown against Weber State at home last week. This guy has been called elite when you talk about his work ethic. After he committed to Davis his senior year of high school, he'd take a 5 a.m. train every weekday morning from Sacramento to Davis and back before school started to better familiarize himself with the offensive playbook.
While he was still in high school. Still in high school, going over there and learning that. And that's a commitment that a lot of people are not willing to make.
Pinnock lofting. Dangerous pass into triple coverage, trying to find Fisher on the wheel route, and Darren Barkins, along with Mason Rivera, were in the vicinity.
Well, take a look at this. All three Poly guys looked at each other like, where did you come from? They all thought they had it. I don't think I've ever seen that happen where three guys were right at the ball at the same time. And 6 hands and no interception there. It looked like it could have been picked. and it wasn't.
Well, it's more like 5 hands. Darren Barkins is playing with a broken
True.
hand,
I'll give
making
that
his
one.
Cal Poly debut, the former Oregon Duck and Washington Husky. This is Carter Vargas trying to knife through the middle and into Cal Poly territory for 4 yards on 2nd down to set up 3rd down. UC Davis has gone just 2 for 4 on 3rd down this first half.
They have to hustle off the field here. They're going to catch them. They're going to get a Tom Brady.
Johnson jumped off sides. It's a free play. Johnson misses Pinnock. And he delivers to Carter Vargas, who made the catch, although they'll likely accept the penalty yardage and try 3rd and short.
I don't know. Yeah, you would have to, right? You want to be 4th down, right?
They'll get those 5 yards anyway and have a chance at a redo on 3rd down.
You got to be a little more organized, knowing that Davis is going to try to do those
Offside.
quick stamps.
Number 10 in the defense.
What was that
It's
called?
a 5-yard penalty. Remaining 2nd down.
I don't think he. He went like this with his arms and set off sides. But okay, that's delay a game, isn't it? But anyway, it's one of those things where if you're going to do the subbing, like, you got to be ready for that. And if you see them running to the line of scrimmage, you either call timeout or don't sub. Definitely got him.
Puts UC Davis in a much manageable 3rd down situation. They hesitate. It's Carter Vargas who gets to the line to gain. Only needed 1.5 yards. And UC Davis moves the sticks on 3rd and short. So you talk about those mistakes that the Aggies don't often make.
They don't.
Mustangs are going to have to be held to that same standard to have a chance in this game.
I would agree. That's why we were saying about that surfboard. They need to get a turnover. Now's the time. If you're going to flip the script, this is the time you want to flip it, because Davis gets the ball coming out at half, and Paul's going to have to hold him here, and it'd be nice to see a pick or knock a ball loose on a pass attempt, something like that. Switch this around a little bit.
Cal Poly racked up 3 interceptions against Sacramento State in that go-go Hornet offense a week ago. Vargas doesn't get much on the 1st down carry as he falls forward to the 38. Now Brian Dukes, as Vargas is slow to get up here, is the reigning Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week, as UC Davis now has an offensive lineman down as well. Brian Dukes, reigning Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week, approached the coaching staff a couple weeks ago, and the plan is for him to redshirt the rest of the way. Now, that not a coaching decision, not an injury decision, but he who came in as a true freshman, 17 years old, said he wants a full season with the John Madden Football Center open and to build his body to a point where he feels like he could get to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, if you look over here and we can get a shot of that Madden Football Center, it's getting close to being done. Now they're talking about January. There won't be a better football facility in the FCS than this. I mean, we all know who John Madden was and the amount of money he had to donate here, and it's going to be a beautiful looking facility. Looks like our man.
Completion. They're shooting for sometime this winter.
2nd and 7 for the Aggies at the
I know that weight room is going to be one of the first things done. And that's part of the reason Brian Dukes has elected to redshirt the remainder of the year. Is another big blow to Cal Poly's defense. Pinnock slings it middle, and he's on the money with a 1st down UC Davis. There was a bobble at the end, but Samuel Batu was able to hold on to it. Second on the team last year with 779 receiving yards behind C.J. Hutton.
We did talk about him, one of our impact players, and Batu found a way to get across the formation there and get open. Boom. Delivers a strike. Pinnock accurate with that football.
Pinnock 8 of 10, 114 yards. Back to throw here. Now he steps up. Pinnock gets away with a juke to the outside and out of bounds in the red zone, right near another Davis 1st down. And he has it to the Mustang 14.
Well, the win here for Poly would be to keep him, hold him to 3. Either knock a ball out and get a turnover, or hold him to 3. Take a look. Oh, yeah, that was a nice move, Chris. You called it. A little juke move there to get to the outside and move those sticks.
Pinnock back to throw again on 1st
Same
down.
route.
Hits Jones, who caught the touchdown earlier. And Jones is escorted out shy of the 5.
Perkins again on the tackle.
It's the same route. It was the same drag route that they just ran. They saw the same thing, and he just went right back to it. Got the corner vacating.
Second and 2.
UC Davis eyeing its first lead tonight. And we have reached the 2-minute timeout. Mustangs holding on to a 3-point lead late in the first half, but UC Davis threatening to take their first lead tonight on the Central Coast in the Big Sky.
All right, Kane.
Final 2 minutes of the opening half, and number 7 UC Davis, winners of 8 straight against their rivals Cal Poly, trying to make it 9 in a row and spoil homecoming for the Mustangs. On the doorstep with 2nd and short, just outside the 5-yard line of Cal Poly. Pinnock's on the move, throws on the run, and has a touchdown to Samuel Batu.
Touchdown Aggies.
Paul Wolf called this guy slippery earlier in the week. Pinnock gets away from the pass rush and has his 2nd touchdown of the opening half. UC Davis in front for the first time tonight.
Yeah, 2 consecutive drives. Pinnock with just a unbelievable throw on that last touchdown. This one here, just getting away and being able to extend this play. He looked like he's dead in the water and settles his feet and throws back across his body. That's not easy. I'm sorry. Those are 2 real next-level plays by Pinnock. That's very, very good.
Samuel Batu's 14th career touchdown catch.
Missed the extra
point wide to the left. So it remains a field goal lead for UC Davis. And in a rivalry game like this, you never know how large that miss may loom when it's all said and done.
It very well could, because now you're looking at a tie game with a field goal, where before you're maybe looking to score and go ahead. Try to get this ball down the field. You know, Wolf's done this before. You're in that 2-minute drill. Still got 2 timeouts left. Good chance to get in field goal range. Why not?
And it almost feels important for Cal Poly to score ahead of the half, knowing that they've led most of these opening 2 quarters.
Right.
And Davis will get the ball first coming out of the break.
Right. That's a very good point. And I do think that that's probably one of the things Coach Wolf is thinking about as he's getting his group together here, waiting to receive this kickoff. Kickoff return would be nice, too. That's the other thing. If you can get some field position out of this.
Trey Wilson is the return man for Cal Poly. Isaac Mancera, who was a redshirt at UNLV last year, grew up just a couple hours north of here in Salinas. Has it teed up at the 35. And a chance for Trey Wilson. Out to the
terrible.
30.
Wilson brings it out to the 30-yard line.
So Cal Poly, their best 2-minute offense right here, trailing by a field goal against the top 10 team at home.
Now, I was wondering if we were going to see Diefenbach go with it, but we're not. So it's going to stay with BK3. He's earned it. It's going to be a important minute 48 for the Mustangs.
Cal Poly has 2 timeouts, as does Davis. Bo Kelly, 11 of 15, 115 yards, and a touchdown to his credit this first half. Cal Poly scored on their opening drive, but just a field goal since. Kelly with a quick toss. It's Keon Salehi. Chopped down after 6. Kalani Riddick on the stop for UC Davis.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this right here, the way they're running it. Kind of what you want to see. A whole lot of urgency right yet. Just get set and go.
Kelly trying to step away and has to float it out of bounds. Did get out of the pocket, so no grounding. Nate Racina brought the pressure. And with 1:22 left in the half, Cal Poly needs 4 yards to extend this possession and not give UC Davis a chance to add to the lead before the break.
Right. I know people get irritated with throwing the ball away, but that's exactly the play you have to make right there. You can't. Don't throw it to the other team and don't take a sack and all that other stuff. Bo Kelly did just what he should have done.
Cal Poly's 3 out of 7 on 3rd down this first half. They'll line up trips to the left of Bo Kelly with Trey Wilson in the backfield. Davis brings just 3. Kelly throws middle. It's tipped in the air and incomplete. looking for Mike Briscoe, and it was Racina, the senior linebacker, the graduate transfer from Cal, who was a tight end in his time in Berkeley. Well, there's a reason they moved him over to defense, right? Or else that should have been a pick.
Yeah, and he also took away a first down because Briscoe was open.
And so a very disappointing possession. Cal Poly, at the very least, had a chance to pull even with a field goal late in the first half. And instead, they go 3 and out.
Yeah.
And when you talk about maybe a different quarterback we may see in this game, you'd imagine that decision would probably be made at halftime.
Oh, you would think so.
Jesse Ehrlich, spiraling kick. Kalani Riddick from inside his own 20 doesn't get much. Another nice play on special teams made by Hudson Giarita. And there's a marker down back near midfield.
That's almost always holding on the receiving team, but we'll see.
Personal foul, number 22 of the kicking team.
What was that?
15-yard penalty and a first down.
So what is that?
Paul Holyfield Jr.
But
on special teams.
What was it though? That's
some sort of personal foul. And that's a big plus 15 for UC Davis. Minute 15 to play. The Aggies already move quickly on this side of the football regardless of the clock situation, and they've got 2 timeouts. This is not a strong close to the opening half.
Yep.
And Davis will back up 5 yards on the procedure penalty. You often hear head coaches in college football, especially these days, talk about the middle 8, last 4 minutes of the second, first 4 minutes of the third. Davis has a chance to really dominate that middle 8.
They absolutely do, and not of everything that they've done, but Poly's put themselves in a couple bad situations here. That last series was not what you want, and certainly giving them the penalty and jumping off sides on that little substitution. You mentioned it about missing the extra point. It is the little things. You can't make those mistakes and expect to be playing at that high level. They've got to go away. And winning will solve it. You just have to keep winning.
Quick toss to the tight end, Ian Simpson. Trying to get to the edge, and he does as he rumbles across midfield and stops the clock at the Cal Poly 46. Second catch for Ian Simpson, the senior tight
Take a
end.
look here. Again, Pinnock just does a good job just finding people, and that was just a sit route there. Looked a little bit like a screen, but not really. He was just like a little look in. Number 0 is doing a really good job for Davis. That's the second or third really nice play he's made.
Samuel Batu lined up in the backfield with Pinnock. That's tipped in the air and incomplete. Victory Johnson got a hand on it. And he's been busy along Cal Poly's defensive line this first half. It stops the clock with 61 seconds left to play. Just the third incompletion from Caden Pinnock this first half. The two-sport star, also a center fielder on the Aggie baseball team. Pinnock steps up, gets away, directing traffic, and angles out inside the 40. Spotted at the 39. A third down upcoming for Davis with 52 seconds left in the half.
That was very close to being a block in the back. Might have gotten away with one there.
UC Davis, 3 out of 5 on third down. Over 200 yards of total offense this first half on the road. Carter Vargas from nearby Santa Maria, the feature back. And a marker down, likely against UC Davis. It is for a second time on this possession.
Number 0 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Got the tight end, Ian Simpson, moving quickly.
Oh boy, Ian thought he was getting the ball right there. Settle down, big boy.
Well, that completely changes the play call.
Absolutely changes it. It also changes what you're going to do if you don't get it. 'Cause now you're in trouble. You're way out of field goal range now. You have no chance here. So.
Empty backfield for Caden Pinnock on 3rd down and 8.
Again, watch out for that middle of the field. Oh, they left the motto back.
He lofts it deep down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Mustangs brought the pressure. Victory Johnson put the hit on Caden Pinnock as he released it. And UC Davis will punt with 47 seconds left to play.
You've mentioned Victory Johnson 3 or 4 times, and he just leveled Pinnock on that one. I mean, he leveled him. You could see him coming on the outside, just boom.
Carter Vargas, who had motioned out of the backfield, was covered by Mason Rivera down the sideline. So Davis will punt. It's Dylan Morrow, the sophomore from Allen, Texas. And not a good punt. We'll see where they spot it.
44 seconds.
Out of bounds, right at the 20. As if he placed it in the end zone. All right, coming up at the half, we'll introduce you to Cal Poly's new director of athletics, Carter Henderson. We'll show you some footage from his press conference last week. We'll catch you up with what's going on around the Big Sky and show you some of the highlights from the opening 20, brought to you by Northern and Quest Resort and Casino. Game on. Learn more at northernquest.com. All right, 43 seconds, 2 timeouts, long way to go. What do you do here?
I don't know. You kind of got to get it out of there because they're going to call timeout if you don't get any yardage on the first play. Throwing the ball stops the clock. That's what I was afraid of.
Oh, Trey Wilson.
Say call timeout. That's exactly what I thought they would do.
McCray Madruga drops him for a loss of 2.
I mean, you're almost in that proverbial rock and a hard place here. It's difficult. You either try to go and get down the field and kick a field goal, or try to get out of the half with nothing. And UC Davis still has a timeout. They're going to call another one. If you don't get some yardage, they're going to call another one.
Well, theoretically, you could take a knee here. They called that last time on. Then you take another knee, and Davis can't stop the clock again.
You could. And that's what you would think, but let's knock on the window here and tell them what to do. What do you think?
What a crowd tonight.
Oh, beautiful.
Mustang Memorial Field, Alex G. Spano Stadium. Hard to find an open seat. At the Pride of the Pacific, the Cal Poly band at the half. We did some investigating. UC Davis did not bring their band. There are no battle of the bands taking place here tonight, which is disappointing. It's always one of the more fun parts of a rivalry in college football, but Davis did not bring the band members from Northern California and Yolo County. And sure enough, Davis will take that last timeout and stop the clock once more with 30 seconds left. And they cannot stop it again. So this is likely headed to halftime at 13-10.
But, I mean, when we were talking during the week, right, we'd have our production meetings and meetings with the coaches and stuff, and you and I get to talk by ourselves, and we always say we just want to see a good game. And this is really a good football game. I mean, there's not a lot of scoring, but it's a good football game. It's been well played, very few penalties, you know, no turnovers yet. Things have been sort of right where you would have guessed with these two teams in that trajectory. And I know when we talked to Coach Plow during the week, I kind of said, you know, kind of been the big brother, and he's like, no, we haven't. But the truth is they've won 8 in a row. So they are kind of the big brother, right? I mean, they're not that far away. They've just been more successful lately. And Poly's trying to get to that level, and you can't minimize what that means to play a half and be even with them.
You kind of suspected a kneel down was coming. And Bo Kelly will wind out the final 30 seconds or so in this opening half. Tim Plow talked about this rivalry, said it's built on respect. These two programs, they don't like each other, but they certainly respect each other. And they're separated by just a field goal at halftime tonight. 13-10, number 7, UC Davis in the battle for the Golden Horseshoe, leading after 2 quarters of football in San Luis Obispo. Up next, you'll hear from Carter Henderson, the new director of athletics at Cal Poly, slated to start on the job a little over a week from now. We've got a field goal game at the break in Slowtown. Back in San Luis Obispo, halftime festivities, homecoming underway. The Pride of the Pacific, along with the Spirit Squad, entertaining A near sellout crowd tonight, Mustang Memorial Field at Alex G. Spano Stadium. 13-10, number 7 UC Davis leads Cal Poly at the half in the battle for the Golden Horseshoe. And as we look at the highlights from the opening 2 quarters tonight, the Mustangs got started quickly as Bo Kelly hit Logan Boer.
Boom, right across the middle. It didn't take long. It was the best drive we've seen out of Cal Poly in a couple weeks, and they look great right there on that. And not to be outdone, Mr. Pinnock just looking.
Cal Poly was able to get to Caden Pinnock early.
In
fact,
lot.
UC Davis, they came up empty their first 2 possessions of the game, but then his mobility and arm strength on display.
Wow, that's just something you don't see every day, like I said on Saturday. And here we go with the little October trickeration down the sideline.
Yeah, biggest play for Cal Poly's offense went to the tight end Alec Marshall. Mustangs got down inside the 5, had to settle for 3. And UC Davis came on back the other way. It was Pinnock out of the pocket again, this time to Samuel Batu, his 14th career touchdown catch. Extra point missed wide to the left, and that is where we stand at the break. We'll come on back with stats and a look around the Big Sky. On the other side, 13-10, Davis at the break. Back in San Luis Obispo, 13-10, number 7 UC Davis leads Cal Poly at the half. The progress on the John Madden Football Center.
Look at that place.
Scheduled to open sometime this winter. We've heard January. We've heard other months discussed. This time next year, we know Cal Poly's going to be running out of there and holding team meetings, watching film, lifting weights. It's going to be a state-of-the-art college football center. Like you said, nobody else in the FCS is going to have something like this when it opens.
No. And, you know, people are going to want to watch the game from there. It's just going to change a whole lot of things here at Cal Poly, and it's a great place to come anyway. And if you can build this football team up and start winning, it just makes the whole atmosphere around the campus different. And like I think your fiance mentioned, she didn't see this many people at a barbecue out there in a long time, and it was packed.
We look at these statistics from the opening half between these 2 agricultural rival schools. UC Davis, 208 yards of total offense. Cal Poly, 155. Mustangs have had the football a little bit longer, but it's UC Davis with a field goal lead at the break. What do you expect to be the difference down the stretch in this game?
You know, we were just saying here off the air that I think Cal Poly's defense has played very well. That doesn't seem to be the issue. They're just going to have to do something, right, to be able to establish some type of a running game. I don't care how it looks. Get something going so you don't have to rely just on Bo Kelly. And we also said, hey, are we going to see Bo Kelly or are they going to go to Diefenbach? It's one of those things where we'll see.
One final to tell you about elsewhere in the Big Sky today. Montana State, last season's national runner-up, 34-10 win on the road at Northern Arizona. Bobcats the first school to win 2 games to open their Big Sky season. Montana in a little bit of hot water right now in Pocatello against Dan Hawkins, Cody Hawkins, and the Idaho State Bengals up 24-18. That game approaching halftime, and in the battle for the Dam Cup.
There we go.
It's Portland State and Eastern Washington up on the red turf in Cheney. That rivalry game 35-20. Eastern Washington on top of winless Portland State late in the 3rd quarter.
You like all those battles, right? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Is there anything better than rivalries in college football?
No, and when you're playing for the Dam Cup, come on.
Come on.
The Golden Horseshoe over here. We got a Dam Cup up there. Love it.
All right, 13-10. UC Davis at the break. The Aggies will get it at a halftime. Number 7 trying to remain unbeaten in the Big Sky. All right, back in San Luis Obispo, getting ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. It's 13-10. Cal Poly trailing number 7 UC Davis. Battle for the Golden Horseshoe, where the Aggies have won 8 consecutive over their rivals from San Luis Obispo, and a lot of those games have been lopsided.
Very
56-10 UC Davis over Cal Poly up in Shredville, as Tim Plow and company like to call it, up north. And during the 8-game winning streak, Coach, UC Davis has won by an average of 29 points per win. This has been a much different story through 2 quarters tonight. Yeah,
just the fact that they've held them to 13 points, regardless of what they've done on offense, shows the improvements that have come here. And we know what it's looked like when things start to get out of hand here. It can get ugly quick, and their defense is vastly improved. We'll have to see them right away here when we start this quarter, too, to make sure that it stays that way. As you talked about the middle 8, these first 4 minutes in the second half here, very important for both teams. A little more important, I think, for Cal Poly.
Josue Lopez will send it through the side of the end zone. And the touchback will bring it to the 25-yard line for UC Davis. 208 yards of total offense for the Aggies through the first 2 quarters. Good chunk of that through the air. Caden Pinnock, 11 of 15, 161 yards and both touchdowns.
The kickers don't get a lot of pub, but he came off the field. Almost every coach gave him a high five. It's very important when you got a kicker, you put the ball in the end zone. Big deal.
Pinnock, the redshirt freshman out of Del Oro High School, appeared in 1 game to preserve the redshirt status last year. In some trouble as he steps up, and he can't get away. Back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all as D'Amato and Olsen from the linebacker spot combined to bring down the quarterback.
That guy's just a ball sniffer. I mean, just watch D'Amato in the middle of the field here, and then he wheels back, and he's everywhere. Man, he's just loves playing football.
He had last week were 4 shy of a single game program record set by Jordan Beck, who won a Buck Buchanan Award in his time under Rich Ellerson's Desert Swarm defense back in the early 2000s. Here's Fisher with a gut run up to the 32 to set up 3rd down.
And Fisher's, like I said, he's small and he's just hard to find. He gets behind those big offensive linemen and doesn't need the same size of a gap or a lane to run in. Powerful little guy, number 20, is just a problem back there for sure. He's done everything he can to help these guys win. There's no question about it.
UC Davis 3 out of 6 on 3rd down tonight. Low snap, Pinnock out to the flat. Fisher, down he goes. It's Boston Wilson. And UC Davis 3 and out right out of halftime.
Well, and he was Boston Wilson. Let's take a look at this. He was getting blocked. I mean, we were talking off the air at halftime about how good FCS football is. Look at this play. He was getting blocked and was able to get off of that block by a really good player too. That's Batu. Be able to get off of that and just make a play like amazing. Very good job. 3 and out for the Poly Mustangs.
Yeah, big stand. You talked about that middle 8. UC Davis with the touchdown coming out of halftime could have gone up 2 scores. Instead of 3 and out, Carson Cole may have been interfered with as he called fair catch, but it may have been his own guy.
Yeah, it was a weird looking play right there.
And out of bounds at the 36. So the Mustangs fortunate to avoid any type of turnover there. Has had some friendly fire between Carson Cole and CJ Solis-Lumar and special teams. And we wondered about the quarterback situation for Cal Poly coming out of halftime. It's Bo Kelly again, who did a nice job that first half. 12 out of 18, 121 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it's not anything that you want to be upset about him with, but you got to get a couple drives going here. And I do think, like I said, they have to do something to establish some type of a running game.
On 1st down, Kelly, deep ball, looking for Briscoe, and here comes the marker. He got tangled up with Drew Cofield, the true freshman.
So I kind of think, and I was just looking over there at the very last second.
Number 11 of the defense.
Yeah, he was beat.
15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
Big difference in college, right? It's not a spot foul. I think 11 thought I'm done. And he just grabbed him, and yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to watch number 10 catch balls in front of the end zone.
If you're UC Davis, you have to be okay with that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's better than 6 points. Smart play for a true freshman, too. You don't see guys make that.
Briscoe entered the day 2nd in the FCS with 7 touchdown catches. Not on the field here. It's Wilson making the grab out of the backfield. It could not get away from Kalani Riddick. So he stops up that catch and run after 3 yards.
So we talk about establishing the run game, right? Those plays like that, those little swing plays with the back out of the backfield, it's like a toss, right? It's just an extended run play. That does help. Those things will be things that will help them as the game moves on.
Cal Pauley was limited to 34 rushing yards that first half. The under center snap to Kelly. And Wilson, like a bowling ball, will take it down to the 42-yard line. Into this area of the field in a tight game, a rivalry game against a top 10 team, this may be 2 plays to pick up the 3 yards.
I think so. I think so. We saw power eye there, right? It's the last time we saw power eye college football game. You might see Bo Kelly here on a little keeper. Run that zone play a bunch of times, and Bo Kelly's just handed it off every time.
And bring in the bigger back, Holyfield.
Little boot. There he is on the keeper.
He'll take off and pick up the first down. Bo Kelly slides at the 37.
You know, the offensive staff here has done a good job with Bo Kelly running plays that Bo Kelly can run, if that makes sense. So he's not really fast. He's not going to break away, but you need to get the first down, and that little naked boot out there like that, creating out of that angle, everybody going one way, Bo Kelly going the other way. Perfect play call for him. Excellent.
5-yard run for the quarterback. And here's Holyfield against the inside of the UC Davis defense. We'll take it down to the 33. And no Tyree Washington for the Mustangs. Starting running back through the first month of the season, dealing with some turf toe. And there's different grades to the turf toe.
Yeah.
You think about Joe Burrow, who's out 3 months. That's a grade 3 turf toe. Talking to Tyree Washington pregame, he's hoping to be back in Missoula a week from now.
So which grade is he, a 1 turf toe? Or?
It's a grade 1.
Okay.
It's the lightest,
Okay.
the least severe
of the turf toe.
turf toe grades. Holyfield with a left side surge. Not easy to bring down. The 200-plus pound back from Los Angeles has Cal Poly a yard shy of the line to gain. Jaden Stanley chopped him down.
So to the question, right, at halftime, what is Poly going to have to do? We talked about the run game, and look what's happening here. They're getting themselves into a run game rhythm here, which is exactly what you want to see. This is exactly how it should be going. Let those linemen move, people. Find gaps and gain yards. 4 or 5 yards. We'll do it all day long.
And it's Holyfield with the second effort to pick up first down yardage for Cal Poly. Now, there were a lot of Cal Poly fans down the stretch of the late 2010s when the program kind of went off the rails following the 2016 playoff appearances. You get another look at the Holyfield first down run. They always said it's going to take about 5 years after ditching the triple option to get an offensive line capable of supporting an offense like this.
Yes.
We're at that 5-year mark, and this by far is Cal Poly's best offensive line post-triple option.
And you're not even close. That's a very, very good statement, Chris, because they are at that level now.
Bo Kelly, end zone shot, incomplete. Looking for Logan Moore, who got a touchdown earlier. And that time just a little too much mustard on the toss from Bo Kelly.
Yeah, you're right. It was just a little long, but you might as well take a chance. And was that against number 11? That's a true freshman over here. Yeah, it was. So smart move. They found him. Now you got Briscoe over here. So they found 11. It's the guy they're going after.
Holyfield gets away from the initial contact, lost the ball. UC Davis says they have it.
I don't think so.
They don't. Well, the defense, anytime the ball's loose, they
it's
always say
theirs.
they
Yeah,
have
it's
it.
ours. Yeah, it's ours. Point the other way. I think everybody forgets there's replay too when they do that.
36, ball is at the 22.
Oh yeah, he's down. Yeah, he was way down. Yep. Big third down play, Chris. Very big.
And it's another one on this possession. Mustangs are in field goal range. Empty backfield for Bo Kelly. Davis rushes 4. Kelly lofting to the end zone, and it's incomplete with 2 markers out. Another one intended for Logan Moore. That time he got tied up with Jaden Stanley, the senior nickelback in coverage for UC Davis.
Holding. Number 10 in the defense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
So you see what this run game has done, right? It's created these one-on-one outside. You got to keep guys in the box, right? You can't just push guys out. So now they're creating these one-on-ones outside, got experienced receivers in Boer and Briscoe, guys like that. Oh, look here. Take a look. Oh, no, we're back live.
It's an empty set. Second red zone trip of the night for Cal Poly. Had to settle for a field goal last time in here. Lofting for Briscoe, and he couldn't hold on. It hit him in the hands. And Jaden Stanley, fortunate, Michael Briscoe didn't hold that one in for 6.
Receiver Michael Briscoe
Just missed it.
brings up 2nd and 10.
That's about the best ball we've seen Bo Kelly throw on that fade route today. It was right there. You know, Briscoe makes that catch 9 times out of 10. Unfortunately, that one was the one that he missed, but good ball by Kelly. Put it right where he should have put it.
Only 3 catches for Mike Briscoe tonight. And it's Trey Wilson not getting anywhere against the inside of UC Davis defense.
Trey Wilson, the ball carrier.
Sam Goligowski, redshirt sophomore, who had 2 sacks against Cal Poly
No gain on the
up
play.
in Davis
Brings up
last
3rd
year.
down
Keep
for
in mind,
Mustangs.
UC Davis without Rex Connors, a Buck Buchanan Award candidate who was injured after lining up as a running back and scoring last week. They might not have him again this year.
Right, that's what they were saying during the week. So
A big loss for this defense, but trying to hold Cal Poly to a field goal attempt on 3rd and 10. Back to Briscoe, and he can't catch this one. Well, he turned around, it was right there, and a couple balls intended for Michael Briscoe fall incomplete. Cal Poly will have to settle for the field goal attempt to try and tie it.
not a terrible drive, though. After the 3 and out, they get all the way down the field. If they can get out of here with the 3, you know, that's not a bad way to start the second half. And you've won that middle 8, if in fact you get there.
Noah Cerna, his first field goal attempt of the night. 8 of 11 on field goal tries last year, 3 for 3 this season. And into the net, right in front of the John Madden Football Center it goes. We are tied again in the battle for the Golden Horseshoe. 13's on the board, a baker's dozen apiece in San Luis Obispo tonight. All tied at 13. Cal Poly and UC Davis, the 7th-ranked Aggies, who finished ranked 5th in the final FCS Top 25 poll at the conclusion of last season. A record-setting year for Tim Plow in year 1, 11 victories, highest finish in program history. The 11 wins, also the most in a single season in program history. And while the rest of Davis's sports are moving to the Mountain West next summer, football is going to remain, at least for the time being, an FCS program in the Big Sky, although it's no secret there are aspirations for this Davis program to eventually move up to FBS. Well, Tim Plow tells us he wants to win an FCS national title before all of that happens. We'll step aside again. UC Davis will have it in a tie game up next. Well, the sun has set here in San Luis Obispo tonight. 51st installment of the battle for the Golden Horseshoe. UC Davis 28 wins in the all-time series. Cal Poly 20, seeking their first since 2016. Last time it happened, Mustangs went on to the postseason that year, and that was the last time Cal Poly posted a winning record. Caden Pinnock off the play fake, finds Dobbins on the slant. Pass midfield, Stacy Dobbins to the Cal Poly 40.
We've seen him before. Compton native, St. John Bosco receiver, former teammate of Logan Boer. Seen him do that. It's nothing new.
Now Jordan Fisher, again, before the chain gang can even get set, rips off 8 more for UC Davis. And when they're rolling, they're moving this fast.
It's really fast. It's high-speed NASCAR style.
Fisher again, and he'll pick up the first down. And in the blink of an eye, Davis has taken it from their own 25 to the Cal Poly 26.
Yep. They definitely caught him off guard there with that little slant route to Dobbins. It started it, and back-to-back runs by Fisher has him right down again. We're looking to take a lead.
The pass to Dobbins, officially 35 yards. One of the biggest plays UC Davis has put together tonight. Quickly threatening to regain the lead. It's Pinnock off the play fake. Forced out of the pocket and has to throw it away.
Pass incomplete. Brings
That was Mason Rivera coming up from a safety spot, chasing Pinnock to the sideline. Rivera, one of those guys that, you know, he goes 3, 4, 5 plays in a row. You don't hear much from him. He's a DB's in the back there, but then just when you think he's kind of disappeared, he comes up there again. He's just a nuisance. If you're trying to play against him, he's a lot like D'Amato. He's all over the field.
.259 yards of total offense for Davis tonight. Pinnock keeps it. Trying to slip away. Switches fields. Caden Pinnock to the 10. Inside the 5. One of the more impressive runs you'll see from a quarterback at any level of football this year.
He's different. You said it. Wolf called him slippery, and he was covered in Vaseline on that play because he had no chance.
He was dead in the water.
He was.
For nothing. Mason Rivera couldn't finish him.
Nope. The problem is you had every single guy on the defense over pursued past the middle of the field, and then nobody back there to help when you can cut back the other way. Teach on defense, stay there, the ball's coming back to you.
Carter Vargas taken down near the 1.
Kenny Olsen made the stop for Cal Poly.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's again. Now we're in that position where it's just difficult right now. You're on your heels, right? This drive is only taking about 3 minutes. I mean, it's not, or not even 2 minutes. It's just they're just pounding Cal Poly right now. It just doesn't look good.
Marker down, and UC Davis will go backwards. Mitchell Dixon, the tight end.
Number 11 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second out.
Yeah, they've had trouble at that tight end spot. They've been jumping and moving all night long.
UC Davis has been penalized 7 times in this game, and a good chunk of those have been costly. Remember, Cal Poly got down to this area of the field inside the Davis 10, had to settle for 3. That's what the Mustang defense is thinking here.
Better keep an eye on 2-0. He's going to be the guy they're going to try to go to, I think.
It is Jordan Fisher, and he's wrapped up and brought down by Mikey D'Amato.
So here's the question now, right? You get half of this, do you go for it?
I don't think
that's
so.
the thing, or do you take the field goal and go points, right? On the road, I think you got to get the points. And the way this game has gone, each team has 1 touchdown. You know, it's not like they got a whole bunch of them.
Remember, Davis has 2.
Oh, they have 2.
They missed that point after try.
True.
So this would be the first time
right.
Cal Poly has forced Davis into a field goal attempt if they can turn him away on 3rd and goal.
I'd still watch out for Fisher. That's
Bring Batu in motion. Here's Pinnock setting his feet, lofting back of the end zone. Touchdown, Zach Jones, his 2nd tonight, and Davis retakes the lead.
He just found a way to get to the back there. That back, you just, again, it's difficult, but you can't let receivers get behind you. You just can't. Especially when the field's squeezed down like that, you've got to keep that ball in front of you, make that guy run a route to get help underneath.
Hunter Ridley makes good on this point after try. The 2-time All-Big Sky kicker left one out there earlier, but this one puts Davis up 7.
Davis 20.
Cal Poly would like to get Michael Briscoe more involved down the stretch. Mustangs trail by 7 for the first time tonight after UC Davis marches 8 plays, 75 yards. Caden Pinnock finds Zach Jones for a 2nd time tonight in the back of the end zone. Pinnock's accounted for all 3 touchdowns for UC Davis. Squib kick. They'll get it away from Trey Wilson.
Ooh.
And stop the kick return shy of the 30-yard line. Some more extracurriculars between these 2 rivals after the play was dead.
So you said 8 plays, 75 yards, right? 3 of those plays happened in about 8 seconds. I mean, the last part of it, it took a little time, but those first 3 plays coming down the field, if you would have blinked or you went out to use the restroom, how'd they get down there so quick? I was only gone a couple seconds. That was very quick. Poly much more deliberate with the way they're playing on offense.
Well, keep in mind, Mustangs have been in the red zone twice, and twice they've had to settle for field goals.
Yeah, you're right. That's also part of the issue right now. They're going to have to figure that out.
This one starts from the 29, and Kelly completes it over the middle to Jordan Garrison. I have not called his name tonight. He had a huge game, 2 touchdown catches, first 2 of his career last week at Sacramento State.
Over there knocking the bees off, the Hornets. Stingers down over in Sac State last week.
Trey Wilson doesn't have anything. Back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all for the Mustang tailback. That's where you miss the yak yardage ability of Tyree Washington, who had some really impressive runs breaking out of tackles last week. Not available tonight. And Trey Wilson has been summoned with the bulk of the carries.
This is a big deal right here. You think we would have to get this first down. Briscoe's isolated against this freshman over here again.
Kelly on the slant. He was looking for Briscoe, and he threw it between his hands. Incomplete on the slant. And after UC Davis marches down the field to reclaim the lead, Cal Poly goes 1, 2, 3 and out on offense.
Again, I don't like the second guessing, but I just think that size-wise, like, you're better off with a Boer running that route. I just think he's a bigger target. You know what I mean? If you're going to you want to get Briscoe on that outside route, especially against 11. It's a little smaller, a little lighter. Let him work to the outside, run that sideline route, maybe get a penalty. Back in the inside, like, that's just awful hard to throw those slants to the smaller guys.
It's a fake punt, and the Mustangs execute. Alec Marshall, the tight end, with a southpaw toss, and it's a first down.
Like a flag football play. It doesn't matter, though, right? As long as you get it. Almost didn't catch it. Yeah, good job. They threw it up there.
Alec Marshall to Tristan Fui, the redshirt freshman left tackle from America Samoa.
There you go.
And here comes the offense with a new set of downs in plus territory.
Well, that's the same as if Briscoe would have caught the ball. Same thing, right?
Rivalry football at its finest.
At its best, yep.
And that takes some guts from Paul Wolf. This is on the money. Salehi breaks away down the sideline and escorted out near the 30. A first down and a gain of 16.
Well, you know what? This game has gone back and forth like a tennis match. You know, and this is a nice little look at it here. They've done a good job with this little bootleg play. It's been successful for them, both running it and passing it tonight. So, good job calling plays.
Kelly, well protected, lets it rip, and it's out of bounds. Jordan Garrison was in the vicinity, but never had a chance to catch it in bounds, and it's incomplete.
So they tried to run that out and up there, which some people will call wheel route, but he was open on the out. I don't know if we could have seen that, but he was a lot open, like what they say, wide open on the out, and he waited, and I don't think Garrison wanted to get the ball there. He just ran the route. Didn't sense that he was open and just sit down.
Trey Wilson submarines inside the 25, 6 yards on the carry to set up Cal Poly with 3rd and 4. The Liberty transfer Marquise Bell made the stop. I want to go back and correct something from the trick play that allowed this drive to continue. Alec Marshall, we had that right with the throw. It was Nick Sani, the other tight end, with the catch. That was a tight end to tight end.
There you go.
Successful fake punt.
Well, they'll be having fun talking about that.
You get in the tight end room back in spring ball, and you can only dream about a scenario like that. Here's 3rd down. Kelly over the top. It's caught. It's a touchdown, and it's Logan Moore with his 2nd tonight.
That was a really, really well-designed play, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't know if we can see the replay, but the motion man is the guy who blocks the end guy right there. He doesn't make that block, and that ball does not get there. If he does not make that block, that ball does not get there.
Keon Salehi being attended to by the medical staff. Cal Poly an extra point away from pulling even again with the number 7 team in the football championship subdivision. And that was exactly what this offense needed. It felt like they were able to break through after the fake punt attempt.
Yep.
And it looked really good from there.
Yeah, momentum changer, man. That's the one thing in sports that it's there and you know what it is, but it's impossible to define how that just works like that. How that momentum switches and just causes you to play at a different level just almost automatically. And we're 10 seconds away from a tie game. Unbelievable.
Zach Jones and Logan Boer, a couple of upperclassmen, 2 touchdowns apiece tonight. And the Mustangs have tied it again. 2 rivals in the battle for the Golden Horseshoe exchanging haymakers down the stretch of the third quarter tonight.
And you talked about the red zone, right? Excellent point. Getting in the red zone, scoring points. 20s on a side from the rowdy crowd here in San Luis Obispo. Unbelievable how it's just electric here right now. I can't believe how exciting this stadium feels. And nobody's moved, Chris.
Even
nobody's moved.
Aren't in full uniform, just as excited for their fellow teammates. There's a change here at Cal Poly.
Yeah, you can feel it.
You can feel the culture shifting. Finally, it's been a long while since this program has seen consistency in the win column.
Right, we talked about it in the past seasons about how they were 5 plays away, 6 plays away. They would just get to those points and they just couldn't get them over the hump. This year it feels like they're on top of the hump, getting ready to get over the hump, if that makes sense. They're right there on the precipice of turning this whole thing around. And a game like this against a team like this is exactly the way you do that.
It felt like a season-changing win when Cal Poly went up to Sac State and beat the Hornets last week.
Again,
this could be a program-changing win, Coach.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. Boer almost got tackled by the turf monster. He was able to take the few extra steps and get in, and you called it. I mean, that fake punt came out of nowhere.
Came out of nowhere. It took some guts to call that area of the field.
100%
would have given Davis a good chance, if not executed, to go up 2 scores and maybe put Cal Poly in the rear view.
Not anymore.
Caden Pinnock and UC Davis offense. It's their turn as they start at their own 25 after the Josue Lopez touchback. Pinnock rolling out of the pocket, throwing on the move, and a sliding grab made by Samuel Batu. He gets a dozen, and Davis quickly moves the chains.
Batu he's tough to defend. That ball looked like it had no chance. 0. Batu went down there and dug that thing out and caught it. Between him and Franklin, running back, there's a couple little dudes that are just tough to deal with.
It's been 9 years since Cal Poly won this battle for the Golden Horseshoe game. Carter Vargas into the middle of the defense for 3 on first down. His alma mater, St. Joseph, played here last night against Mission College Prep.
Oh, did they really?
They did. And when Carter Vargas was at St. Joe's in Santa Maria, he was playing alongside a pretty good quarterback, Darian Mensah, who's starting for the Duke Blue Devils up in Berkeley against the Cal Golden Bears in about 15 minutes from now.
They'll kick off in Berkeley.
That'll take us to the end of 3. The 51st installment of this rivalry, turning out to be an absolute doozy in San Luis Obispo tonight. 2020, Davis, Poly, to the 4th we go. 1 quarter to play, and it's anybody's game. See that horseshoe in the background?
There it is.
That has hung around in Davis for almost a decade. Cal Poly last won in this rivalry series 2016. First meeting in 1939. was a really, really big deal. These have always been two of the bigger agricultural schools in the country, especially out west. Northern Branch, that's what UC Davis was called back in 1939. They blanked the Mustangs, who would go on to win the next series, the first one here, and then they resumed it after World War II. And this has been a great rivalry ever since. Mitchell Dixon the catch to open the fourth, and it's quickly a big 3rd and 1 coming for UC Davis.
Yeah, and you know, 20's not in there, so I would say they're going to throw it.
Got two capable running options with Pinnock and Carter Vargas in the backfield. The move Nixon in motion. It's Vargas.
He did not get it.
Second effort. No. Stonewalled.
I don't know. He's going to look at the line judge here. Let's see.
You know, in this day and age of football, I think Tim Plow's keeping his offense out there. The analytics will tell you you've got a really good shot if you run a play here on 4th and less than a foot.
Right, and don't jump off sides. That's the other thing. Take a look here. You called the second effort right there. D'Amato in the middle of it, but he did not want to go down.
I think the second effort may have encouraged UC Davis to keep
right.
the offense on the field, because it's
right.
not a full yard.
No, it's just a little bit.
Could be a sneak.
You got a little gap there, yeah.
Pinnock's throwing. He floats it. Caught by Dixon. Rumbling down the sideline. He's 30. Mitchell Dixon inside the 25.
And they completely, don't like to say this, missed a penalty. On that out route, the DB on that side, the corner, got tackled. If you can see back on the replay, if you, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but he got tackled.
They're moving too quick. Carter Vargas wrapped up as he takes it down to the 21. They go to Mitchell Dixon for a second time on the possession.
See if we can see it here.
And they convert fourth
watch
down.
Up on the top of the screen when he throws it. Watch what happens to the DB right on the right side of the screen right there. I don't know how you don't call that. I mean, they pulled him to the ground.
Cal Poly has an injured defensive lineman being attended to. And the officials will use this as an opportunity to let us pay some bills here. Tied at 20, but UC Davis approaching the red zone early in the fourth quarter on the road in San Luis Obispo. Battle for the Golden Horseshoe tonight in San Luis Obispo. Number 7, UC Davis, and Cal Poly tied at 20. And the Aggies approaching the red zone. The chance to reclaim the lead.
You know, we haven't. Here we go again with this fourth down play.
What a call.
That took a lot of guts, but I still think that's a penalty. I don't know how you don't call that, but.
2nd and 7 at the 20.
Anyway, here we are.
Vargas motions out of the backfield. Quick toss middle. Samuel Batu into the red zone with a first down. UC Davis to the Cal Poly 12.
You know how what we haven't talked about much is this throwback logo that they're sporting on the side of their helmet tonight. It looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, 1950s, I believe.
It's good. I like it.
What they're mimicking. Always nice to bring out some throwback threads on homecoming, especially when you can do it against your rivals from up north. It's Vargas inside the 10.
This game's getting to have that who has it last kind of feel to it, doesn't it? The way things are going here, the kind of seesaw back and forth game that it is. Both teams weigh the same, and the Fulcrum's right in the middle of that seesaw. It's going back and forth. You got to watch out for Batu out here by himself.
I'm worried about the Mustangs' run defense after Sac State ran for 230 last week, but they've held Davis to 100 yards on 25 carries. Vargas with a hurdle and a touchdown. Well, they got the running game going there.
Yeah.
And the local kid from Santa Maria, about half an hour away, has given Davis a fourth quarter lead.
You want to see that again. He got up over the top of somebody right there. Somebody went down on the ground there. You can't do that. And here's Vargas. Yep, somebody dove. Can't dive. Stay
right over the top of Jeremiah Bernard.
Stay on your feet.
Who tried to chop him down shy of the first down. Instead, Carter Vargas, his third touchdown run of the season, extra point through. Davis by 7 again with 11:20 to play.
Well, it's not a backbreaker the way things are going, but we've seen better games here, haven't we? Things come out weird at the end of these games, so let's see.
They say crazy things happen under a full moon. I don't know if that's a full moon in its entirety, but it's darn close.
Pretty close.
27-20. Number 7 UC Davis has reclaimed the lead after a 9-play 75-yard drive capped off by the 9-yard Carter Vargas touchdown run. Whenever one of these rivals has gone in front, the other one has seemingly had the response tonight.
Right, and how about this? That extra point is hanging around.
Sure is.
That's hanging around.
UC Davis 4 touchdowns, but they have missed 1 extra point tonight, which has kept Cal Poly as close as 7. And no return here for Trey Wilson. We'll bring it out to the 25 on a night where the Mustangs have racked up 253 yards of total offense, and there's a late marker down after the teams exchange more pleasantries on a kickoff.
Personal foul, blindside block. Number 26 for the return team. 15 distance. And first down.
Second personal foul on special teams tonight against Cal Poly.
Yeah, that doesn't help because now you're made the field long, but again, with the way the game's been going, it doesn't seem like the field being long matters to either one of these teams.
Bo Kelly and Cal Poly, they start at the 12. Kelly chucks it. Nice catch. What a night it's been for Logan Bohr. 2 touchdowns and gets the penalty yardage back and then some. 16 yards on the completion.
Looking good tonight. They've found him. He's the complement now tonight to Michael Briscoe. Really good catch. You got both feet down. You only need one. You got both.
Over 80 catches, 800 yards for Logan Bohr across 4 seasons at Cal Poly. It's Kelly going middle and a flag, make it 2. He was looking for Bohr again, who has earned the right to talk a little smack tonight.
He has. He's come out of his shell a little bit.
Remember, he dealt with some injuries early this year.
A little the hammy going there, a little.
Pass interference. Number 10 of the defense. The ball placed in the spot of the foul and an automatic first down.
UC Davis without Ty Richardson, starting cornerback, without Grant Garrettson, a linebacker, and without the Connors brothers, both Rex and Porter, all conference talents.
Twins not playing.
Big losses for the Aggie defense. Pressure on Kelly, and nobody home. And Logan Bohr ran one way, and the ball went a different direction.
You have to wonder if they're not trying to set up. I was going to say Briscoe, but I didn't see Briscoe on the field.
Not now. It's been a quiet night for one of the best draft-eligible wide receiver prospects in the FCS. Mike Briscoe on the sideline for 2nd and 10. Only 3 catches for Cal Poly's leading receiver. Davis will bring 3. Kelly, quick toss. Bohr trying to turn the corner and has it 3 yards shy of the line to gain.
And that's kind of what I was saying to you earlier, right? About those inside routes there, the slant, the sit route, those little inside routes. Bohr's 6'4" and wide. He can sit down in there and it's easy to find him. And it's also hard for defenders to get around him, and I think that makes a difference.
Everybody bunched up here for 3rd and 3. Out of the pistol. Paul Holyfield tries to make a cut, and he is squashed for nothing.
Handoff to Paul Holyfield Jr.
Rain Mayo, sophomore nose tackle from San Jose, planted the Mustang tailback. Well, what do you do here? You got to punt. UC Davis comes away with the stop.
I don't think you have. That's not even up for debate right there. You can't go for it and give them a chance. Got to let your defense play. You still got 10 minutes. That's plenty of time.
Jesse Ehrlich to punt for the Mustangs.
Last time the Mustangs brought out these guys, they converted a fake punt that led to a touchdown. No trickery here. Jesse Ehrlich with Riddick signaling fair catch and making it near the 17. UC Davis with the football back and a touchdown lead. Perhaps a chance to take control of this battle for the Golden Horseshoe game. 9:40 to play. Pivotal possession for UC Davis.
Huge.
Up a touchdown on the road at Cal Poly. 9:40 left. Clock not a factor yet, but UC Davis, they have the ground game ability to take a lot off of this clock and perhaps go up 2 scores for what would be the first time all night.
Yeah, I would think if they get a first down or 2, they start chipping a little bit. But you've got to get that first down. There's no question. Got to get that one off the books.
Jordan Fisher sidecar right. And Pinnock keeps it. Doesn't have much. The gap closed very quickly. Victory Johnson has been chasing Caden Pinnock all night.
Yep.
And combined to bring him down 1 yard on the run.
Yeah, you're right. He's going to be seeing 10 in his sleep tonight. The guy's been all over the place.
Pinnock and rather Johnson and Nalawafe from the Mustang defensive front. Not seen Ethan Rodriguez since he left the game earlier.
I saw him on the sideline down there a while ago with the same arm sling that he had on a couple weeks ago.
Play clock down to 5 here for UC Davis. And Tim Plow forced to take timeout to avoid a delay of game penalty. Took a while for everything to get sorted there after the 1 yard quarterback
Out
run.
of the half, 30 seconds.
When you're in front, those timeouts don't quite matter as much. But should this come down to a tie game late, a situation where maybe Davis is trailing late,
right,
you might want that stoppage back.
Well, and the other thing it does too is when Poly's been sort of a little bit caught off guard on defense, you've given him Poly a free timeout. So you've basically awarded a timeout to Poly, if that makes sense. They get settle themselves down here, the second long, getting the right coverage, getting the right front, what you want. And then hopefully, you know, things go your way. But you're right, there was a lot of confusion. Guys were not lined up right for Davis.
Empty backfield on 2nd and 9. Off the play fake to Fisher. Pinnock lofting it deep. Stacy Dobbins made the catch. The pint-sized wide receiver from Compton with a huge gash through the Mustang defense.
He knocked the wind out of himself.
And replay will stop it to take an extended look. How often have we seen this in college football early this season? You have to survive the ground.
Yes, that's correct. Let's see here if the ball moves at all. Well, you can't see it there. To see on an end zone look, maybe.
I think the Madden Center end zone cam would have the best viewpoint.
So we got the hot dog red hat right there. He's ready to go. Here we go. Let's see what this one. Yeah, this is the angle we need right here.
They beat Boston Wilson.
Oh, that ball was moving.
That should get quickly overturned.
Yeah, that ball was moving. It was moving on the way down.
Longtime Central Coast.
You see that
official,
one more time from that
Dan Shea. Scrolling through the different looks in the replay booth next to us. You got to slow this thing way down. Tries
It's
to bring it
moving
in
right there.
towards his chest, and then it hits the turf.
Yeah, hit the ground.
Now, what's working in Davis's favor here is the call on the field.
Right. Yeah. But you could see it was moving, but what do those guys see? That's the question.
Paul Wolf hoping this long completion of 45 yards gets overturned. It'll be a massive difference between 1st and 10
Here we go.
at the 37 and
No, they're
30
giving
long.
it to him. They didn't
After
move it.
review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
Wow.
First down.
They didn't move the ball back, so I knew it wasn't going to. That's just the camera angles. That's all. You know what I mean? It's hard with those angles.
37.
Does that make sense? I mean, you know, you have a bigger game. You have more cameras. Just, I mean, you get what you get. I mean, they did what they could do, and there wasn't a lot there. So
Now Davis on the fringes of field goal range to maybe balloon this lead to 2 scores. Pinnock on a deep drop. Short toss, wide open. Ian Simpson with a ton of room takes it into the red zone. Things are turning very quickly in the direction of the 7th-ranked Aggies, trying to win a 9th straight over their horseshoe rivals from Cal Poly. Surprised they didn't review that longer.
it looked to me like the ball was moving, but I mean, I guess they didn't think there was enough there.
Pinnock steps away inside the 10. And UC Davis has 1st and goal. Eddie Olson finally brought down the quarterback. Chance to really take control of this game.
First and goal for the Aggies at the Mustang 9.
It's been a big night for the St. John Bosco wide receivers.
Sure has.
Between Dobbins and Boer, they've controlled this game.
Stacey Dobbins, only 3 catches, but 89 receiving yards to lead Davis as a 35-yard grab and now a 45-yard grab. Davis will wind this clock inside of 7 minutes as they threaten to take a 2-score lead. It's Pinnock on 1st and goal, stepping away. He'll tuck it down to the 7. Only gets a couple yards. When you think about how delicate it is to face a top 10 team and all the things that have to go your way to be on top when it's all said and done.
And there's been no turnovers all night. It's like, it's just waiting to jump out. You know, maybe that.
I don't know, do you feel one here?
I kind of do. I kind of feel the interception coming. I don't want to make that weird prediction, but it's been weird.
You've been spot on before with this stuff.
Happened, but it just feels like throw one across the middle and maybe get tipped or something and then go the other way.
Pinnock again, steps up, gets away, and scores. Touchdown, UC Davis. And the Aggies take a 2-score lead for the first time tonight. Maybe taking a big step towards taking that trophy back home with them. UC Davis has made Mustang Memorial Field as quiet as it's been all night. They have scored 2 touchdowns unanswered here in the 4th quarter to go up 34-20. And some of the fans are starting to head for the exits.
It's a heck of a play. Pinnock is just, he's a different guy.
Six plays, 83 yards.
Trey Wilson deep to receive for the Mustangs.
Cal Poly,
I mean, you can almost see that, but it happens. Yeah, it's
not only is it must-score time, but they've got to score quickly,
got to
right?
go two in a row quick.
You can never count one side out.
No, there's time left on the clock. You got to play the game.
Cal Poly needs to put together its most efficient and best scoring drive of the day here.
And it's got to be done, like you said, it's got to be done quickly. You got to get down the field, got to score, and then you got to hope that you get back on defense and to get the ball right back. I mean, you're almost thinking onside kick. You got to be talking about that stuff over here on the sideline. You got to be wondering, planning ahead for it.
Cal Poly all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but that's not going to matter a whole lot unless they can come away with a touchdown on this possession. Holyfield to feature back, a wide 2x2 set. Davis brings 4. Kelly lofting the right side and way over the head of his intended receiver, Brooks Wheatley.
Kelly's pass incomplete, intended for Brooks Wheatley.
Now Mike Briscoe with 10 targets tonight, but just 3 catches. Do you give the credit to UC Davis's defense?
Yeah, I think they knew. If you're going to lose, or if you're going to lose to a team, you don't let that guy beat you. They've obviously left, a lot of bracket coverage on Briscoe, and it's been hard for him. A couple chances, but they weren't easy.
Bo Kelly backpedaling, dangerous, intercepted, almost incomplete. Marquise Bell had it and just could not hold on as he tried to come on down to the turf. That was in his basket.
Yep.
Cal Poly at their own 25.
Probably 4 down territory.
Oh, you got to go for it. Yeah, there's no question.
So 2 plays to get 10 yards. After the back-to-back incompletions, Kelly steps away, tucks it, angling towards the outside, only gets 4 to set up 4th and 6. That's where you miss a Diefenbach and Anthony Grigsby, who can likely outrace that defender for a little bit more.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I think Diefenbach of the 2 of them.
Wow, they're going to punt.
Brings up a 4th and 5.
The clock dwindles inside of 5.5 minutes.
Jesse Ehrlich.
You don't have enough time to punt. Sorry, just don't. You're definitely not faking it. Nobody's not going to fool anybody.
Kalani Riddick. Fair catch at the 27. Interesting decision.
The 1st and 10 for Davis at their own 28-yard line.
I mean,
That'll empty out some more of the crowd here.
Well, I think what he's thinking is you use your timeouts now, right? Make them punt, get the ball back with 4 minutes or so to go. Would have been the same as if you were driving it. I mean, I think that's what he's thinking. It's got to be what it is. I mean, they're almost going to have to run the ball, right? You don't want to throw in incomplete passes.
Surprising. Very surprising. First down run for Jordan Fisher. It's 2 yards. And Paul Wolf will start taking those timeouts.
You have to.
Now.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what he was planning for.
And
Punt.
Daniels has made the tackle.
Make them have to punt back and
put 5 extra ticks on the game clock, says Rob Quello, tonight's referee. This was tied at 20 through 3 quarters. UC Davis 14-0. They have won this 4th quarter so far. And you'd imagine that was part of the message from Tim Plow and his staff in between the 3rd and the 4th. You win this quarter, you win the game.
yeah, no, you're right. Yep, they've done a spectacular job of controlling the momentum of the game in key areas. Right when Poly gets it, they just snatch it back, and that's a sign of good coaching, sign of good preparation for sure. That's definitely what you want to see.
Tomato drags down Fisher. A few yards shy of the line to gain.
The problem is they're giving them too many yards because they get a first down here and game's over because you're going to have no timeouts left.
Mikey D'Amato made the tackle for Cal Poly.
That last gasp, right? You got to get a stop and you got to get the ball back, and then you've got to score really quickly and try to do it all over again.
Can't give up 7 yards in 2 plays. It should have been, 2 yards in 2 plays.
I want to report some good news. You see number 2 on the screen there. Troy Bean was stretchered off and taken to a local hospital last weekend up at Sacramento State. Very, very scary moment. His family was brought on the field. They ran a bunch of tests. Everything was okay. And just almost miraculous to have Troy back out there
feeling good
a week later. Pinnock looking for running room. In trouble. Incomplete.
Now they don't. Oh, no.
Late hit on Pinnock. Bobby Pyland hit the quarterback late.
Whistle foul. Roughing the passer. Number 90, the defense. 15-yard penalty and automatic. First down.
And that feels like some sort of nail in the proverbial coffin tonight. Boy, that's tough.
Yep.
Paul Wolf has just been penalized.
And you know what? I don't normally say anything. He's got a right to be upset. That was not a late hit. They missed the hold on the other side of the field.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the head coach of Cal Poly, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
So, again, they missed the hold over there. I think he restrained himself. Obviously, the Dobbins catch was controversial. And now this one, he feels like he's got nothing. And you can't blame him. I mean, it's a lot of emotion in this game, and he
Those
doesn't
guys
feel
can
like
feel it.
Yep, he doesn't feel like he's being treated fairly, and that's what happens.
Tackle made by Bobby Pyland Jr. And a flag on the play.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7 of the offense. It's a 15-yard penalty. Remains second down.
On Stacey Dobbins.
Second and 25 for the Aggies at the 50-yard line.
I think the most important thing is the clock.
Yeah. Well, this doesn't help Davis right here. I mean, thing is, Poly's down to their last time out. They got to call it.
Mikey D'Amato made the tackle for Cal Poly.
Davis can take this thing down to about
Gain of 3.
3 minutes or so.
Down.
Well, I think you got to call timeout after this play, right? Because then on 4th down, they punt and the clock stops on the change. So I think you have to use your last timeout right here and just hope for the best.
Pinnock out to Carter Vargas, who can't get away. Loses 3 yards, and the Mustangs will take that final timeout at 3:35 and get the football back down 2 scores. Things have gotten wobbly for the home team down the stretch.
Yeah,
But this was a big play for the defense.
Excellent job. Really good. That was a block in the back, too. I can understand his frustration there. I mean, that was clearly a block in the back.
Kenny Olson will get credit with the tackle for loss.
Great game by Olson, by the way.
Now, Kenny's had a lot of big ones this year.
Might be his 12th tackle tonight.
Redshirt junior from Turlock, from Pleasanton, rather. son of Greg Olson, the Las Vegas Raiders quarterbacks coach. They're looking for a big win in Indianapolis tomorrow.
Carson Gouldy for the Mustangs.
Dylan Morrow to punt. Carson Cole will let it bounce through the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Only about 30 yards on the punt.
First and 10 for the Mustangs.
Well,
at the 25-yard line.
Not a whole lot of time left. Cal Poly without timeouts from here to the finish line. First things first, got to move that football down the field quickly and find pay dirt.
Yeah, it's you have no choice now but to try to go NASCAR here and go as fast as you can.
Check that, first and 10 for Cal Poly at their 20-yard line.
All right, our old slow barbecue player of the game is the reigning Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week. Caden Pinnock has had another big day. 21 out of 26, 313 yards, 3 touchdown tosses. Pretty good day. Also added the touchdown run.
And also the just complete.
Kelly trying to find Jordan Garrison, and he does for a big pass play into Davis territory.
Now Briscoe's back on the field. I would think the way things have been going here, you got 3 or 4 guys you can throw to. Got to get Briscoe open down the sideline here.
Just the second catch of the game for Garrison. They'll go deep ball this way. It's Briscoe. Incomplete. Josiah Allen, the UTEP transfer, top 10 in Conference USA in pass breakups last year. Breaks up this one, but this was the long play to Garrison prior.
Just couldn't stay on his feet. I think Kelly underthrew Briscoe just a little bit. Ball's another 3 yards. Briscoe's got number 8.
On second down, that's incomplete. Trying to find
incomplete, intended for
Keon Salehi. So now it's third down. There will be no punting here, regardless of the situation. And ideally, if you're going to score a touchdown, you want to do it before that 2-minute timeout.
Right.
Although
it's an extra time.
You need an onside kick even if you do get the touchdown. Kelly hit as he throws, and it's incomplete with a marker in. Brooks Wheatley, the intended receiver. And the penalty against UC Davis will be their 10th.
Holding. Number 1 on the defense. 10-yard penalty and an automatic. First down.
On Kalani Riddick, the senior safety transfer from Southeast Missouri State.
Take a look here. Yeah, it was at the end there. Couldn't really see it.
Ball spotted at the 34-yard line of the Aggies.
Tim Plow, regardless of the result, will not be happy with the penalty yardage given away. Kelly lets it fly. Logan Bohr, have a night. Contested catch to put the Mustangs on the doorstep.
Somebody's making a name for themselves here in San Luis Obispo. That's a heck of a catch right there. It doesn't get any more difficult than that.
Now Holyfield trying to get that push.
Got to hurry up and get back on the ball. You can't be screwing around. Let's go.
Approaching that 2-minute timeout. I don't know if it really matters at this point, because if you don't get the onside kick, the game is over. There's not enough time to get the ball back and get 3 stops. Better snap this before the 2-minute timeout. And they don't. You'd need an onside kick anyway.
You got to give yourself a chance right here. I mean, it's fine. I mean, that's what they're doing is exactly what we said they had to do, is get down the field quick. And hey, there's still time on the clock. You never know, right?
Cal Poly trails by 2 touchdowns on the doorstep as we bring you tonight's Mr. Pickle's hungriest player of the game. First 100-yard receiving game for Logan Bohr, the senior. Bite into bold flavor at Mr. Pickle's Sandwich Shop. The tastiest sandwiches anywhere, not just Slow County.
No, we've been to Pickles and other places.
A little whoopsie-doo. Briscoe to Kelly for 6. Michael Briscoe's second career touchdown toss. He can do it all.
Well, if nothing else, Cal Poly has proven, as we take a look at this play, the old double reverse pass for 6.
Kane, this is what the kids call a back door.
They did. Came in the back door. You're right. But they've proven that they belong at the same level as the number 7 team in the country. I mean, I think that goes without saying, right?
The kick was good.
Offside. Number 8 of the defense, causing a protected player to move. Half the distance to the goal. Replay the try.
Yeah, you don't go for 2. Do not do that. That's right. Just keep them out there. Never take those points down off the board. That's right. You make that decision, you end up second guessing yourself. Stick with it. The yard doesn't make any difference here.
Noah Cerno, who knocked through a field goal earlier, trying to bring this within 7. That touchdown was significant to some. Seven-point game, and it will come down to an onside kick.
Well, and again, we just said, we think, now that they belong here at this level. But the other thing that I think we've seen from this team, if you go back to last week, and even in the Stephen F. Austin game, the fact that they don't give up and they keep playing hard is a sign that the culture is changing in the right direction, right? It's going to be difficult for them to pull one out, but they still have multiple opportunities left on their schedule to win games. They find themselves in the middle of the conference at the end of the season is not a bad turnaround from where they were just a couple years ago.
Well, the next 2, very, very tough, to say the least. You got Montana on the road next week.
That's not easy.
Washington T. Grizzly Stadium, widely regarded as the toughest place to play in the FCS. Then the bye week, and you get Montana State here.
Right.
Then you get to November, things soften up just a little bit.
That's what I mean.
State's winless. Those 2 road games will be tough. But first things first.
Yeah, let's get through this here.
And we apologize for our timeout graphical issue. We don't want to confuse anybody. Cal Poly is out of timeout, so it is recover this onside kick or bust for the Mustangs. UC Davis has just taken their penultimate timeout as they saw how Cal Poly was lined up. And they'll put the former Cal Poly soccer player, Gianluca DeMauro, on onside kick duty.
Why not? So it's okay. So let's talk about, we don't get a chance to talk about a lot of onside kicks, many games as we do. The idea is to get the ball to bounce high on the first part of the kick.
And remember, it has to go 10 yards
right,
before the kicking team can touch it.
Right, but you want it to get up in the air, so they have to go up there and try to grab it because it's free. The ball's free. As soon as it goes 10 yards, anybody can recover it. So he's going to try to get this ball to kind of ba-boom up in the air. I don't know if that's even a word, but ba-boom.
All right, here we
See
go.
if he'll get him to do it, and then pick guys off and try to get it. And there it is. There's the bounce you want.
High bounce, but it's Batu on the hands team to secure it and all but end this game.
Yep, kicked it right to him, and it's a little difficult, but he kicked it just the way you're supposed to.
UC Davis
Onside kick is covered by Davis.
just a few plays away from putting the finishing touches on what will be a 9th straight win in this rivalry series. Again, 2 top 5 games upcoming. You just played number 7 here. I mean, this is just life in the Big Sky.
Right.
If you can get to November healthy, I think there's another big stride for this program to take.
Those last 4 games you would put in the winnable category.
It won't be easy, but winnable.
Yeah.
Victory formation for the redshirt freshman, Caden Pinnock. His first taste of this blue-green rivalry. Not blue-green rivalry, that's soccer.
No,
this golden horseshoe
there
rivalry.
we go, golden horseshoe. There's Davis's
There's
next,
a big blue-green soccer game that's going to be here later
Something.
this month that might have more fans than what we saw here tonight.
Yeah, they finished up with some rough games there,
you
too.
Look at
Idaho,
November
Montana
for
State.
Davis. Northern Arizona will come to town next week off of their first Big Sky loss at home to Montana State earlier today.
With the Battle of the Causeway to
That'll be the
close out the
last
season.
time the Causeway rivals will meet for the foreseeable future. Pinnock will put one more knee to the turf, and that battle for the Golden Horseshoe Trophy, which has remained on that sideline for almost a decade now, and for the entirety of this game, you just thought, man, if Cal Poly could have done it tonight, it would have created quite the scene with the Mustangs going to the opposite sideline to grab the trophy.
Right.
But that trophy is going to remain in Shredville with this top 10 UC Davis program. The Aggies survive in San Luis Obispo tonight. 34-27. It's 9 straight in the rivalry for UC Davis. A lot of emotions being poured out for two teams eyeing a 2-0 start to the Big Sky season. And it's UC Davis getting it done, 34-27.
Right there. Sorry to interrupt you, but Coach Wolf went right out and found Pinnock. Let him know you won that game for the Aggies tonight. And he did. Coming out party for Logan Boer. A lot of good defensive plays for Cal Poly. They're in the conversation now. You're right, Montana State back-to-back, that's not easy. But these were games where you brought it up, Chris, in the last 8 years, they've lost by an average of 29 points.
Yeah.
You know, and now they're in a point where they had a chance to win this game all the way until a couple minutes ago. So they've really turned it around. There's no question it's a different era here in San Luis Obispo. And you know, Davis is the same team they've been for the last 10 years. They're number 7 in the country for a reason. They're not just voting for them for their name. They got players over there. And between Dobbins and Boer, they're lighting it up for the SoCal region. Great game. Dude, it's a lot of fun to call that game. It was exciting all the way around.
Came down to an onside kick. Cal Poly falls short. 56-10 UC Davis won this game last year. Mustangs certainly have made a lot of strides in between time, but the Aggies just a little bit better tonight as they hoist that battle for the Golden Horseshoe Trophy to the sky at midfield. It will be a happy bus ride up north for the Aggies, who have opened the Big Sky slate with consecutive victories. Our next telecast will not come your way until we flip the calendar to November.
Believable.
As the Scripps Sports Crew kicks us out a few weeks from now, and Montana State, last year's runner-up in the FCS, comes to town. That'll be the final home game in the month of October, but this is a home-heavy stretch for Cal Poly to the finish line. 2 of the next 3 will be here, including a bout with Portland State. November the 1st, we'll have it for you 2 o'clock on ESPN+, and we hope you'll join us then. For Coach John Kane, our spotter Ryan Giacomini, our producer Andrew Baird, our director Chris Daly. A doozy tonight in the battle for the Golden Horseshoe, but it's 9 straight in the overall series for UC Davis as number 7 gets it done. 7-point win, 34-27. So long from San Luis Obispo tonight. The Horseshoe is headed back north.